fridge chose now to growl?
Heard you talking smack about its ice maker.
Be fair, that wasn't
That
me.
fridge.
Wait, is it this fridge?
Sounds like it's that one.
Yeah.
Well, they're both coming from the same direction from where I'm sitting.
No, it is this one.
Okay.
Okay, well, hopefully that shuts the fuck up soon. Oh, well. Oh, well, goodness gracious. So, I didn't have any of you guys, like, introduce, like, your characters or backstory to each other beforehand, so I guess what I will do, is just kind of get into the, like, refresh everyone on the world, because it's been, what, 2 months now?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then we'll just kind of introduce you guys and take it from there. So, I have a very crude map on my end that I need to get pulled up.
Oh, Ren just asked if you're streaming D&D.
Oh, well, that's
Tell them
cool
no.
because it literally just went live.
Tell them no.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know who that is.
Hang on. No, there's an imposter. There we go.
Okay, why is it this? You've used D&D Beyond. Why is it this keeps coming up instead of my character sheet? Oh wait.
Oh.
Okay, I think I know what's going on.
They just
I actually just remembered something before we get going.
Okay, so what it does is the tab will have like an image and a name, and I kept flipping through it faster than it would load. So I was seeing a bunch of blank pages.
So as much as I love Ren, like, interacting with us and everything, I decided it's probably a good idea to remove things like the Toad scream as a point redemption to interrupt this. I feel like it would scare the fuck out of us. Well, I have a channel thing where, like, people could just hit a button and make Toad from Mario Bros. Go, Wahoo!
I've been in your channel.
Oh, okay.
And
Uppa!
half the time it's you making that sound too.
Listen, I
Dating
didn't.
Simmonth is best
The,
friend.
the problem is I've never been able to get enough channel points to make you eat something spicy whenever that's an option. I'm always saving up for it, and it's never an option when I've got the points.
Dude, I'm sorry, we are getting sidetracked, but I'm having fun. So, I actually played Pepsi Man recently, like the infamous PS1 game. And
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why?
because it's the greatest video game of all time, and I had a Pepsi Man outfit. And I was wearing said Pepsi Man
It's amazing
outfit.
that I didn't actually get to the question.
Yeah.
Miranda got me that game as an anniversary gift, and I was like, oh, hell yes.
She told me she was gonna get it for you.
Yeah.
Do it.
And so I was wearing this Pepsi Man outfit, and 2 minutes in, a friend of mine in Ohio goes, chicken suit redemption. So I had to wear clothes, Pepsi Man outfit, and a fluffy chicken suit, and then someone was like, do push-ups in this.
That was me.
I swear to God, like, I cannot emphasize how fucking hot this thing was.
I was in marching band. I know how hot that stuff gets. Not only was I in marching band, my school's colors were black and gold. So we're out there in black, like wool,
So
in summer.
it has already been
Indiana.
1 minute, and someone's already changed the title of the stream from Roll Initiative to Watch Doc Dominate the Group, and then someone says dominating his friends. I'm so glad it's got sexual immediately. We don't even have a bar. Alright, thank you guys. Hang
Your
on.
chat's amazing.
This is
Well-
a premium chat, right?
Yeah.
This is what?
This is premium chat, right?
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
Extra.
That can be redeemed for 69 points.
you get feet pics for 69 points.
Nice.
I saw a thing saying with inflation it's now 77.13.
That's great. Alright. So, yeah, like, I think I sent you guys a picture, but I have like literally like something I drew in like 2 minutes, kind of a crude map here. But we'll
Actually, a pretty good
I
map.
actually used
I like how you
that.
think this is good because this was 2 minutes.
No. I draw massive 4. I just have a very low bar.
I used that
Well,
map
listen,
to
if you have a
figure
low
out
bar,
my-
then I'm gonna be great.
I did use that map to figure out my like backstories.
You did. Thank you for that. So,
I don't remember my backstory, but I used the map.
So, we'll kind of get into everyone's backstory, but first, like, for those who haven't seen the picture, that being, I guess Cameron, when he watches this afterward.
Yeah, I put my backstory on here.
Hey! But we'll just kind of go over like the continent, the nations, and then we'll get into the setup and you guys. So basically, this campaign is going to take place in the continent of Faerun, which is kind of a loose interpretation I've made of the Forgotten Realms, if anyone's familiar with that. And there's a few nations that we put together here. I'll kind of start from southwest and work my way up. And so, in the most southwestern area is the Moonshae Isles, which is kind of an isolated archipelago nation, and it's mostly resided by humans and elves. They don't have what most people would consider to be a centralized government. They're just kind of like a cluster of villages that function based off of fishing and very crude maritime trade.
Okay, so they're Florida.
No. I said no centralized government. DeSantis is not here.
Okay, so it's Florida without DeSantis.
It's Florida, but you can say gay.
Okay.
I think that means it's the Florida Keys.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm so glad this took like 30 seconds to get political. Okay.
5 to get sexual, 30 to get political. What do we get at 90?
You've met me, right? You've seen my Facebook page.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just calling it out as I see it. And so, first on the mainland in the southwestern corner is what is called the Crodo Empire, and basically this was like probably the oldest civilization in this continent. It used to boast like a massive army and was probably like one of the largest empires in its area, but is now more like a shell of its former self. Their recent tyrannical ruler Sid Talbot was killed about 10 years ago during a campaign to eradicate the last of the dragons that were within his border after a relatively long, I don't want to say peace, but more of a truce that was ended by him. And
Seems rude.
well, yeah, that's kind of the idea of tyrannical rulers, not exactly known for table manners. But yeah, after his death, the place kind of crumbled a little bit, and so basically each city is kind of functioning more as a city-state and fending for itself until they can find a way to, I guess, agree upon a ruler or unite this nation under some new banner. Working our way up north, above the Croto Empire, is what's called the Impiltor Kingdom, and sorry, I'm losing my notes here. Here we go. So the Impiltor Kingdom is a mostly human nation, and this is kind of a feudal structure on the western shores. It's usually throughout its history been more militant, and boasts one of the more massive armies in this continent, and it's usually had a lot of trade going on with its neighbors, but due to basically every political thing going on in recent years, trade is diminished with its neighbors, and its kingdom is no longer in what they would probably call their golden age. But the citizens still hope that maybe one day they can kind of reach those lofty heights that their home once knew.
United States.
United States, yeah, I'll try to get more brief because there are quite a few nations, and I still have a few left here. So then we have Nesmi Dynasty, which is a kind of a fractious feudal kingdom that's located just north of Impiltor. This kingdom is kind of divided into baronies and duchies, and basically they're constantly feuding with one another for vying for more land. So they're more at war with themselves than they are with their neighbors. They recently had a conflict called the Bloodstone Wars, in which their kingdom was invaded by a individual who called himself the Witch King. And basically this was a sort of imperial army that marched out of the Croto Empire. They ended up getting saved by a local paladin hero named Gareth Dragonsbane, who helped kind of reunify this country, and they've been rebuilding ever since. Excuse me. In the very center of this continent, we have Barovia, which I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys right up now. Anyone know Curse of Strahd? Barovia! That's Barovia! And I simply just put Barovia in there because why the fuck not? I figured someone might have fun bringing a character from there to here. I gave it an option. It's Curse of Strahd. For those who don't know, anyone remember Transylvania with the whole, the whole isolated area and the mountains and the fog and the creatures that are more dangerous than the denizens themselves? That's Barovia.
Gothic horror land.
What's that?
Gothic horror land.
Gothic horror land. Yes.
Draculaville.
Draculaville. Yes. It's actually Pennsylvania, but they just kind of scratched that out and put Transylvania.
Dracula is a public domain character.
Yes.
Count Staradovich is copyrightable.
Okay.
All right. And then south of Barovia, we have, and I think you kind of incorporate this a little bit, what's called the Lapal Lake.
Woo!
Woo! And I am being dumb. Here we go. The Lapal Lake is kind of more of a confederation of city-states, and they kind of made a defensive pact for mutual trade and security. This area is governed by like a council of representatives made up by each of these city-states. And the overking of one of the city-states, which is called Shartalar, basically he's kind of the head council member that kind of takes over proceedings here. And so he's considered the most powerful of the council, but only as a first among equals, basically. And then moving further south, we have a nation called Tethir, and where is my notes on them? Okay, I'll admit my notes on them I seem to have accidentally scratched off or something. The short of it is, you guys are in the northeastern nation that we're working towards on this map called the Sword Coast, and Tethir's kind of been a long-standing ally of them. And so they've done a lot of trade, and they're not exactly one of the richer nations, but the Sword Coast, which is where you guys are in Tethir, have kind of helped build each other up in prosperity over recent decades. And then we have Samarak, which is more of a isolationist nation, and basically they don't really interact with anyone, and so that's really all there is to say about them, unless anyone comes from there. People don't even really hear about it that much because no one really goes there to talk about them. The southernmost nation we have is the Border Kingdoms, which is kind of giving it too much credit because it's not so much a kingdom as this is like it's a small area that's ruled by house nobles that have agreed to like a very loose pact of governorship and defensive, defensive agreements. It's despite its size, it's actually very prosperous due to vast resources of spices and metals, just natural resources. And then in the very, very southeastern corner, we have Termish, which is a powerful and influential kingdom that's on the coast of the Sea of Fallen Stars. This is a area that's been very heavily defended due to being surrounded on all landward sides by mountain ranges, and is very famed for its mercantile trade under its ruler, King Harengar. And then finally, the last three nations that we have are the Western Sands, which, as I mentioned to you guys before, is a kingdom on the very northwestern coast, and it's been under the rule of a leader by the name of King Riju, who's always been a very devoted ally to the Sword Coast. They have strong trading ties with the Nesby dynasty, as well as the Sword Coast, and they're very highly praised for their unmatched horseback riders and archers. And then finally we have, just north of the Sword Coast is an isolated and very quiet island called Lanton, and they're highly praised for their industry and high technological capabilities compared to the rest of the countries or nations surrounding them. But these denizens of humans and dwarves have been kind of silent in international affairs in recent years. And then finally we have the Sword Coast itself, which is where you all find yourselves currently. This is usually considered to be the strongest political and military power in the continent, and it gets its name from the jagged white cliffs that make up most of its coast, kind of giving it sort of white teeth along its coast that it kind of helps protect from basically anyone coming to their coast except the pun intended areas like ports. Let's see here. Especially its harbor, Waterdeep, which is considered the capital of the Sword Coast. And through several centuries of maritime trade, this has kind of become the largest city in the entire continent, basically. And while they do boast one of the most powerful militaries and most influential political powers here, there's kind of been some things going on recently that I'll now get into that's kind of caused them to lose a lot of their influence. And is that a motorcycle or or is that my
It
fridge?
is your fridge.
The fridge is coming in for a landing.
Holy shit, yeah, I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but... Okay, it seems to have stopped. That was fucking weird. I digress.
Your fridge pull out a friggin' chainsaw.
Yeah, holy shit, like I kept expecting like Here's Johnny or something to come out. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of the nations here, and so kind of getting more into the backstory is until recently, the very political powers that we've mentioned in this continent existed in a sort of tenuous peace, but peace nonetheless. As I mentioned, Tathir had reached the end of a long, bloody civil war. The Sword Coast found its strong allies with it in Termish and in the Western Sands, and they'd actually begun a pretty promising trade agreement with Tathir since they had finished up their civil war. So after the Bloodstone Wars, it seemed that Faerûn might finally kind of be able to reach prosperity again, and that's when some strange news started coming from the southwest in this continent, from the Moonshae Isles, and what happened next is kind of considered the victim of rumors and speculation, because here's what we do know. We know that someone came by ship calling themselves the God King Tukros. And some say he came just by himself, some say that he came with a fleet of followers, but what we do know is that war was declared on the Moonshae Isles, and shortly after, what would have been considered that nation or government fell. There weren't a lot of survivors, and those who, fled to other kingdoms, that's where this rumor started kind of taking off, and no one could really tell fact from fiction. Some say that he arrived alone, some say he had just barbaric, savage men with him. Others say that he had some sort of nightmarish beast or creatures or monsters that he had control or domain over, but who's really to say? What is known as this, that Moonshae Isles fell very quickly under his might, and after that, the campaign for domination only really increased in speed and ferocity across the mainland. The Croto Empire didn't really have any ability to defend itself, fell almost instantly, and those who agreed to conscription into his army were kind of spared his wrath. After that, the Border Kingdoms and the Nesmi Dynasty both fell relatively quickly. The Impiltor Kingdoms, King Imbar was able to kind of amass a stand against the army, against this invading army, but while he did hold them at bay for a little while, the army eventually fell to their overwhelming might, and the remnants of this once powerful area are now ruled by a puppet king that's been put in place by this self-proclaimed God King. And then we have the strong ally of the Sword Coast, King Riju, and he was like one of the first leaders that seemed to really have the ability or power to defend against this a horde that was just kind of taking over the whole continent en masse. And so many thought that they wouldn't take the invasion there. However, it quickly found itself getting invaded, and the powers before that have been going to war have been more like small geographically, or been previously fractured from war, or just lacked standing armies due to their structure. This country didn't really have any of those holding it back, and so it seemed like it was relatively prepared for war. So everyone was kind of shocked then when only after a few days of this war being declared, the king surrendered and then kind of just went in the dark, and no one really ever seen it, or heard what happened to the king after this very abrupt surrender. Not much was known about this God King's motives for domination until he declared that he was sparing some of the more minor countries that he didn't see much interest in, such as Barovia, Semarak, and Tathir, because of their isolated nature, their refusal to fight, or even their inability to fight. So no one really knew what this king's motives were until after he announced he was sparing these countries. One of the first announcements he ever made was that he was not seeking necessarily domination of the continent, but that his ultimate goal was the fall of the Sword Coast and its allies. And while the specifics as to why that is are not really known, this was kind of the first glance we kind of got into this God King's mind or motives. Tathir and Termish have been amassing their armies in preparation in case there's an invasion, but so far neither side is engaged in conflict. And the Sword Kings the Sword Coast's king, Tyrannus, quickly dispatched a defense force to the Lapal League, which is where I think you hail from, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And it succeeded only in kind of delaying the army, but it seemed all but inevitable this confederacy was not going to be able to hold this force at bay. And with that, this continent that was once boasting a pretty proud force, economy, and peace was suddenly just a shell of its former self. And so the few that were free did everything they could to kind of shore up their defenses. And over the course of the next few months, the God King's forces slowly marched their way into the Sword Coast. Sword Coast King Tyrannus had forces dispatched throughout the kingdom, but they kind of had difficulty repelling due to a lack of defensive positions, just geographically, and not a lot of forts that were prepared for this sort of thing. And so it was declared that as many citizens as possible should evacuate and make their way to Waterdeep, which is the kingdom's capital, and what was decided to probably be the best chance at a defense here. Most citizenry were able to be escorted here before the defenses gave way and the God King kind of marched his way into this kingdom. And so now this city is kind of building up its sources for the inevitable siege, and it is here that we kind of begin our story with you guys. And you guys have been gathered in the city either just due to retreating from this force that's kind of been marching in, or maybe this was just operations you already had. No, Nikolai, we are not doing a Dungeons & Dragons hot tub stream. Gross.
Plus extra.
But, where was I going here? Yes. So, you guys have been doing your various operations in Waterdeep, and each of you was approached individually by a representative from the town guard who said that you have been selected to take part in a special operation based off of your capabilities or feats of the past. And so where you guys find yourselves now is it's almost like you guys had a guards barracks that was rented for the night, so to speak, and so you guys are in this kind of dimly lit guards barracks room. It's got a couple of tables, looks like it's just usually for them to play cards at or eat at in between watches. And the three of you are in this guards room, seated however you so choose, and so far no one else has come in to meet you, and you guys just kind of been waiting to see what comes of this. But I guess before we proceed, let's just kind of get into who you guys are and introduce yourselves. So I guess we'll just go this way.
Okay. I am Macris Nalo, a high elf sorcerer.
Okay.
I hail from the city of Soldanesalar. It's actually a real city.
It's a
real fake city in northern Tethir, southern Sword Coast.
Okay.
Just outside of and they were very happy when I, as a young child, started manifesting arcane magic. Less happy when it turned out to be chaos sorcery instead of wizardry, as I should have. So, living in a state of constant high elf disapproval, I decided that I wanted to go out and understand this world. However, being rife with chaos magic, I am not doing so good at the whole reproducible results thing. And
yeah, I'll do it.
however, I'm doing real good at putting smoking holes in things. So I have levied my services before as a adventurer for hire of being the guy who puts wizard holes in things. That came out too wrong.
Thank you.
We found the bard.
All right.
And that's pretty much it. Magic powers good in war.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not leaving. I want to check something while we're continuing. So why don't you just kind of introduce your character?
I am Vincent Carnell. I am a ASMR, silver skin, short black hair, black beard. Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm doing here because the things I've been doing in the city, there's no reason that the authorities should have been able to find out about them. I'm
Interesting.
sitting as far away from this man as I possibly can get in the room. He's leaning against a wall, long black coat that has, it's armored, but the armoring is not flashy or ostentatious. It's functional armor, and it looks more like the sort of armor you'd use out in the field, out in a forest, or walking through the wastes of somewhere. It's not front line of a siege armor.
Okay, so I like it. For whatever reason, the chat on my phone is not working and is disconnected.
Is
But
it not working, or are they just not saying
no.
anything?
Like things are being said, but I looked on there that aren't showing up on my phone, including Miranda saying, "Does John have a ponytail?" He's L'Oreal because he's worth it. Why did you start?
Okay. My boss shaves his head because he's got hair loss, and on the Zoom calls, people will be like, "Oh, John, did you get your hair cut?" No, it's just in a ponytail.
But I assure you, the things I've been doing in the city are above board, but I don't know why they know about them.
I'm doing very above board adventure work. You just sound like the guy in the tavern who sits in the corner.
Strider. All right. And so, last but not least.
My name is Elena. I'm a female wood elf. She has black hair, suntan skin. The clothing she wears are just serviceable. Clearly, it's been patched many times. She has grown up on the road with her parents, whom she has not seen since the war really started kicking off. But she spent a lot of time around humans and has served as a sort of bow for hire for different military outposts at one point or another. And she just spent a lot of time around humans, really. Doesn't really know much about like elvish culture. So if you think about like the wild thornberries where they travel around like in their little like caravan, except in a cart, and so yeah.
Smashing.
See, like immediately,
Nigel Thornberry.
See, all I can think was the little kid. Donnie. I always mix him up with Darwin.
Darwin the monkey.
Yeah.
Yes.
The chimp who's like, no, let's just sit at home and be quiet.
Yeah. Honestly, I think he's a mood. But all right, cool. And I had something else pulled up here, and my phone is being incredibly stupid. I apologize. Where is my chat?
No, go right ahead. Like, if you want, we can do nerd about dice on this.
Is that a bullet?
It is a bullet-shaped bullet-shaped dice case.
Legit.
Inside are precision-milled aluminum D6s.
Oh wow.
Like, I really like the fact, like, the one spot is drilled deeper than the sixth spot, so it is perfectly balanced.
That's all it should be.
All right. So basically, you guys are just all like not trusting each other at all, and just kind of sitting far from each other, or is that just you?
I don't have a problem with her.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Explodes a lot.
To
I
be
don't
fair, do you
explode a lot. Everything else explodes a lot.
To be fair, do you know this yet though?
I feel like I probably would have heard about it based on what I do.
Are you a wizard, please?
I left that country.
Honestly,
No
you're not-
comment.
You're not too far off, actually, but. Alright, so the three of you are just kind of sitting in awkward silence, and kind of in the dark as to why you've all been asked to come here.
Oh God, trying to make elf small talk. So how do you feel about elven culture? My parents kicked me out.
Want to hear a poem pulls out heart from nowhere and starts plucking? Alright, so, as you guys are just kind of sitting here, all of a sudden, like, the door, like, kind of, like, very roughly just gets pushed in and just kind of slams against the back door. And you guys see this portly guy that looks like he's probably in his late 30s, early 40s, stroll in. And this guy's wearing very crude leather armor and carrying a clipboard that he's staring intently at. And he's got kind of, he's got like very long, shaggy black hair. That it looks like he's trying to like keep upkept, but at the same time doesn't work too well when he's got like a very terribly like receding hairline. And so he looks up for the first time from the clipboard and sees the three of you and goes, "Oh great, this is the best we could get. Well, this is gonna be great."
Nice
Slap.
to meet you too.
Those are big words coming from the middle manager.
I'm sorry, what's that now?
Those are big words coming from middle management.
Yeah, middle management, that's cute. Listen, my name is Captain Henry Price, and I was asked to find the best that I could get, and apparently you three lot were the saddest I could get. So, let's get started, I guess. Says here that the three of you have had a past in being able to do some things that I guess some might consider impressive out there, and I think that we can make use of your skills in this upcoming siege. Let's see here. We have, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna just, because I've looked at your guys' backstory, but ironically your names I have not, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get those written down now. So we have Vincent,
Yes.
and this is Justin saying it, not Henry, but
Nacris.
Nacris. I am going to spell that wrong unless it's Nacris.
No, that's great.
Hey! Okay, and then one more time.
Elena.
Eleanor?
No, Elena.
Elena, that's right. I just looked at that.
Some of us went with fancy names.
Yeah.
Many.
She spent a lot of time around normal humans.
Alright, that's fair. So he picks his clipboard back up and says, alright, so according to the backgrounds I was given on the three of you at least, says Nacris that you are a self-proclaimed siege engineer. Usually you
I also accept War Mage.
You what now?
I also accept War Mage.
Sure you do. Listen, the point is, for our operations, we need someone who can at least make some basic siege engines, and, well, until we can find better, I guess you're gonna have to do, so fantastic.
If I scoop my seat further away from him.
Elena? What kind of name is Elena? Whatever. So, alright, says here that, you've had actually...
Racist under this?
Says here that you had previous experience with the guard and left when you were traveling, but now you're back, fan. Congratulations, welcome back. Listen, since we already have your training underway, I think we could probably use your skills in this operation. And Vincent, you are an odd duck here. Says here we actually didn't find you in a search, but you were referred to us by a Valeris. Something about a cult? Thought made flesh? What the hell is that?
You don't want to know, but it will. My experience will help.
Aha.
You literally don't want to know. We're talking mind-shattering types of things.
Gotcha. Alright, so I'm gonna get really right down to it. Right now, we're trying to shore up our defenses, food, resources for the upcoming siege. We're training as many citizens as we can. But what we need from you guys is not so much people that are walking the walls, so much as we need people that can do a specialized jobs, strike where people least expect it, and kind of do some of the more strategic positions and missions. That's what I've been tasked with finding some of the more capable individuals, and hopefully you three can help fulfill this role. So let's kind of go over, I guess, what we know so far and work from here. You, stand up, make yourself useful. Come here, stand up. Alright, grab this, unroll. Alright. So,
Interesting.
this, as you guys can probably hopefully read at this point, is the city of Waterdeep. What we know so far is that we are located right around here in the guard barracks. We have the forces of the God King that are marching down from the Piranha Mountains, as well as coming along the eastern walk. Luckily, our guard was able to disable the spells that were bringing this bridge across for now, but we've already been able to see through our scouts that some of the forces have started making makeshift bridges, so this is only delaying the inevitable. So, I'd say we probably have about 2 or 3 days before the mass of their forces start arriving. I think we need to start gathering as much intel as we can so we'll know how to strike. The job I have for you guys in particular is there's only a couple ways actually out of the town that are pretty easy to spot. I'm hoping that you guys can find a more covert one, hopefully. So, the task I have for you guys is I want you to scout the catacombs beneath the city. Frankly, they're older than most of our ancestors at this point. We're hoping that we can at least scout out any dangers that might be down there, as well as a potential path out to the outskirts of the city. Maybe a covert way we can go out and mess with these forces as they're setting up base. So, that's my task for you guys. One of the entrances to the catacombs we know of is near the Temple of Selûm. I can have you guys dropped into there, and have you guys take a look, see if there's any dangers in there, figure out what the shape is down there, and hopefully find a way outside the city walls. Work from that.
So this is probably a stupid question, but might as well ask. Have we asked the caretakers at the Temple of Selûm if they have any records of the structure of the catacombs? Something to start with.
We have old records of when the catacombs were made. They weren't necessarily mapped out because they're, let's be honest, they're glorified sewers. But we know what they looked like when they were put down. Have there been recent expeditions to scout the state of affairs down there? Unfortunately, no.
It's worth asking.
I mean, fair question.
Totally out of character. I'm super impressed right now.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna ask if you could spell it in sandwiches.
Oh, for those who don't know, we once played Overcooked, and she complained she couldn't read, and I was like, "What do you mean you can't read? We're making sandwiches!" And so it's become a thing that she reads in sandwiches. But thank you. This was actually one of the main delays was getting this thing put up.
Really well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's not something that was pre-existing that you just went out on.
No, this is
That's
something I
like-
drew and commissioned.
You drew that?
Well, I did a sketch, and then someone definitely fleshed it out more.
Wow.
But yeah, if you guys are ever interested, Etsy, there's a channel or store called Slice of History. A guy there by the name of Daniel is a really solid dude, and honestly, he actually fleshed it out and like made more things that I hadn't anticipated. Say for example, like the bridges actually being like summoned via magic that could be disabled. That's something actually that he came up with, and I was like, "Oh, fucking like build on this shit. I like it."
Well done.
Thank you. And sorry, since the chat's not up here, I just wanted to see what's going on over here. Brett says, "Same hair, same birthday. You're worth it, John." I love her. All right.
Might try rebooting your phone.
What's that?
Might try rebooting your phone.
Oh, I mean that's fair, but just my.
Also out of character, we're going to go into the catacombs beneath Waterdeep. Oh god, it's the Eye of the Beholder game.
I mean, listen.
I'm going to get punched in the face from 1992.
There are only so many recognizable towns in the Forgotten Realms. It's Waterdeep or Neverwinter.
Honestly, he's got a point there. But, listen, it's a rule in video games. You have a sewer level. It's the rules.
So we're starting it out early.
Well, listen.
I was afraid we were
I
going to
can't
fight rats.
I can't wait to throw it. Yeah, right, rats. I think that's actually a thing they made in Dragon Age, where you fight rats in the beginning, and like the sidekicks, like fighting rats. It's like the great stories of old that you always hear. But
And then he dies.
and then he
2
dies.
minutes later. My favorite bit in that opening was in the Human Noble opening. You meet a child. I think he's your nephew. He's your brother's son, I think. And he mentions he wants to see like his father's sword. He wants to get a better look at his father's sword. And his father says, "Oh, don't worry. You'll get I'm sure you'll get a close look at one soon." And 10 minutes later, the kid gets stabbed and dies.
Oh, rip. My phone keeps, when I try to pull up the chat for this stream, my phone keeps trying to go back to me dancing as Pepsi Man as a clip, and I don't know why, and it's hilarious.
Your phone's still fixated on that.
I'm just waiting on John, and then we'll keep moving.
I think he's trying to break your fridge.
I think that's your compressor, for the record.
To be fair, that didn't happen until very recently. That was, I don't know. Can't wait to put you guys in everyone's hated water level. You're like there in plate armor, like, why are we even doing this?
I'm in chainmail currently.
Oh, sorry. Let's be honest, you're a paladin. Plate mail's an inevitability.
It is. Absolutely.
Also,
Sorry.
I did see at one point Oni said that we should do a rule where on nat 1s, the person who rolls the nat 1 has to take a swig of hot sauce.
I can bring hot sauces.
I feel like
collect
I'll
hot
be the only person to suffer from hot sauce.
I collect hot sauces.
Yes, I know you do.
Do you have like a little bowl to put the dip in?
Do I have what?
A little bowl to put like the dip in?
Oh, yeah,
Rinse
sorry,
it.
we're gonna take a brief recess, I guess.
Perfect.
I wish you said that before I crawled under the camera.
Perfect.
Sorry.
timing.
Like this.
We'll put some of that dip in there.
I'm not gonna lie, if I got here earlier, I would just have been like, look at my dice.
What's the car?
Oh, the car is the Hot Wheels High Roller.
Oh my god. That's Hot Wheels.
What is everyone's class, says Ren? Classes so far are Wild Mage, Ranger with the most hilariously low HP ever, and Paladin of the Watch? Or, no, sorry.
We're not saying that yet.
Sorry. I also can't remember what it was, so it's all good.
Paladin of the Trench Coat. Hang on, you got silver skin. You also had a goatee, I think?
Beard.
Okay, silver skin, a beard, short black hair, and a armored trench coat.
Well, it's a long duster type thing.
So it's a trench coat. And all
World War I trenches have not been invented.
I like how
I'm imagining is when I played Saints Row 3 and I just gave my character chrome skin.
I actually just played that for the first time recently.
Yeah, it's great. Literally all the jokes about your custom character in a cutscene.
Yes.
Sort of gray skin, I guess.
I do love that.
He's an ASMR.
Yeah.
By the
No,
way,
like chrome skin for an ASMR makes sense.
So yeah.
Brad was making a reference to Ninja Turtles because it said sewer level. My toe! And apparently the dog is now already trying to get into random buildings in the park.
Okay, I get that.
Stuff chips.
Alright, so anyway, yeah, as we mentioned, unfortunately there's no more recent records of the catacombs here that have been made by the ones taking care of this temple. Do you guys have any other questions here?
Did you talk to Valeris? Did she seem good?
I didn't talk to Valeris. Higher up above me said that was the name of someone that referred you. I'm really not in the know about that.
Got it.
How long has it been since somebody's been down there? In the opening, at least.
I mean, you always are going to have, delinquents that are going down there and kids that are playing and whatnot. But as for some sort of formal expedition, it's been at the very minimum decades.
There's got to be at least a regular amount of traffic in the upper levels. Humans have this weird tendency to put corpses in those areas.
Yeah. Humans are weird.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I guess we're weird and we bury them in graveyards and we do fire and we do cremations. I'm sorry, we don't throw our loved ones in the sewer. I don't know what to tell you.
But it is the sewer. That's why we're going there.
Yes, it is the sewer, which is why we don't put our loved ones down there. I don't understand the confusion.
Oh, I apologize. I'm used to catacombs under churches being for very specific reasons.
Oh, I didn't say it was specifically into the church. I said that's where I know one of the entrances is we can work from. I didn't say it was like there's catacombs under the entire city. OOC, think like Paris, basically. This is not something that's mapped. It's just there's a fucking lot of it.
A lot of the Paris catacombs were for.
To be fair, they started putting dead bodies in afterwards, but originally it was for sewage. But anyway, point being, like, it's not just like one isolated area just under the temple. Like, it's huge. That's the recommended starting point.
Okay.
Oh, Cameron's actually watching. Hi, buddy. How you doing? I guess I should Kirby annoying somewhere else as Scars. Wait, actually, hang on a second. That's the chat from Smash Brothers. Why is a previous stream pulling up chat right now? I hate Twitch mobile. Alright, fuck my life.
So Cameron's not actually watching. We have no
No.
idea the status of Cameron.
Cameron's not watching, and just Twitch chat mobile does not work, and I hate my life. Anyway. Does anyone have any other questions before we get going?
Anybody go missing down there recently?
We always have people that are missing for whatever reason, and a lot of people suspect that there may have been some that are caused by, trying to sneak into these catacombs when they're not supposed to be there. Do we have any confirmation of that? No. Is it suspected? Yes. So, I can't say that the place is entirely clear, but be on your guard. Yes.
Are we being paid for this?
Interesting question, yes.
We do, of course, aside from keeping you guys alive within the city walls to our best ability, intend to compensate you guys thoroughly for that. We will be providing you guys with pretty decent quarters, especially considering with all the refugees that getting any sort of living situation is a little bit difficult at the moment. Housing market, am I right? But aside from that, yes, we do intend to compensate you guys through pay and supplies, which reminds me, I've also been tasked to give you guys each one of these. And he pops down 3 red vials on the table in the center of the room, one for each of you, and these are this is a standard healing potion, which, for those who don't know, heals 2d4 plus 2 HP when drunk.
Also, as he says, he's going to give us good quarters. I just look around the empty, discarded barracks we're already in.
Yeah, this is not exactly a living situation. Like, we will actually have proper lodging. This was more to see if this is something you guys would agree to, and we will work on lodging from here.
So, what is our specific objective?
Your specific objective is to go into the catacombs. I want you guys to make sure there's no imminent danger that could come up from the catacombs, as well as your main objective being to find some way past the city walls that we could then use to sneak out and use to our advantage when the enemy starts setting up base. Far easier for 3 or 4 individuals to sneak out of a hidden tunnel in the ground than it is to go down a lowered portcullis. Any other questions?
Knowing catacombs in the cities, I'm going to go ahead and guarantee that there is something down there that you should probably be aware of that will affect the security of the city.
I'm not arguing one bit, and I will not be shocked by it. That's one of the reasons for your mission. Hint, hint. All right. Anything else for you guys head out?
We want to get started right now?
Right. As soon as you guys come back from your mission, just demand a full report, and then we will make sure that you guys are properly compensated and given proper lodging and supplies, and we'll take it from there. Jolly good. Get the hell out of my office. And so, basically, before you guys head out, I know at least some of you, hint, hint, have money and are welcome to go shopping. I think you literally chose a background where you have no money.
Yeah, but I got other things.
I know, I was like thinking about, oh, you guys can go shopping for supplies beforehand. I remember pointing out to you, I'm like, do you realize that you picked something that specifically needs you to have 1 copper piece to your name?
I got other interesting things instead.
You do!
Like
You do.
trauma.
The trauma! Ah, yes! The gift that keeps on giving. Alright,
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
alright. Well, you guys want to go shopping for anything, or you just want to get on your jolly way?
I can't think of anything that we would need that would not be in our Adventure Brand Adventuring Pack. Sorry, I haven't explored.
Acne Brand Adventure Pack.
Look, 10-foot poles are really hard to fit into a backpack.
I'm sure if you just try to conjure up a bag of holding, it won't go alright at all. Well, cool. So you guys just have to head a little bit south and across the bridge, kind of leading into more of the residential district. But as you guys can also see, the Temple of Salem kind of towers over that district. And in the courtyards, just to the west of them, is where you guys were told there is basically a large sewer grate that you guys can lift up and lower yourselves into these catacombs and start scouting.
Before when we get there, I'm going to walk into the temple and look for whatever religious person seems to be not in charge, but the one who deals with the one in charge.
Okay, so you're looking for like basically a church secretary
I'm
right
looking
now.
for the middle manager.
Are you combing your hair down on one side like I like to speak to your manager sort of thing?
I'm looking around to see if I can, spot someone who might have some knowledge of the temple's operations and any rumors that might have been swirling around the temple of, let's say, weird noises coming from the catacombs or anything.
I getcha. Alright, as you guys are getting like towards this sewer grate, you're basically like, alright, hold up, I wanna, go take a peek in here. The time of day, I apologize for not getting into this with you guys earlier. When you guys were actually like told to go into this guardhouse for this meeting, it was, sunset. So it's getting a little dark out, and there's not a lot of people in this church, but there are still some monks that you can see walking around doing their daily tasks. And there's one that just seems to be kind of writing down some on some parchment when you come in. He looks up expectantly to you as you walk into this temple. So,
You said it's evening, right?
yes.
Good evening, sir. We're working with the city guard to investigate the catacombs that I'm sure you're aware of are below the temple. Have you heard anything? Are there any rumors or anything about noises that your other monks might have heard, or strange stories that might be relevant to what we're doing?
And the monk kind of chuckles and says, "Well, yes, son. We all have heard plenty of. We've all heard plenty of rumors. What we do know is it's been a long time since a lot of people have been down here. There have been rumors or whisperings of children or delinquents that have snuck down there to do whatever, and many have reportedly either gotten lost or something may have happened to them. We do hear people talk from time to time of noises coming from there. Have I personally heard any? No, but I guess it can sometimes be hard to tell if it's a noise coming from an alley or from below you. There have been rumors of
Motorcycles and strange helicopters flying by. That's your compressor.
yeah.
Your fridge is gonna die.
Miranda, our fridge is fucking up. Hang on a moment.
Go screen
It's like
that.
it's like the start of Kickstart My Heart.
Are you going to?
It's gonna Hulk out on his fridge.
I was afraid he's going to tip it just to rock it back until it's like
It's like a vending machine.
yeah, he can't kick it hard enough to knock it around, so he's just gonna rock it back and forth.
Sounds like it's about to start a sick guitar solo.
I'll figure that out later.
Oh, you unplugged it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be fine for like 2 or 3 hours.
That would explain why all the ice was in one chunk.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
I mean, it's definitely going to be in a chunk now. Also, would it be rude to download Twitch chat and Kimmets?
Would it be rude to what?
To be commenting in the chat while you're doing stuff as a DM? Because you said delinquent like 6 times in the past 13
I'm
minutes.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I do that.
No, it's fine. This is just one of those things where and the DM is doing a funny voice now.
Oh, and I don't have a problem. People give me shit all the time. It's all good. I legit can't even see the chat, and it's
I would
making me
never.
so angry. Yeah, you're so nice. But anyway, this monk says that the long and short of it is that we do suspect that there could be some creatures or creepy crawlies that are down there. But
Nothing specific.
and no one's been brave enough to go on an extended trip there. So if that's
So-
something you're tasked with, I wish you the best of luck.
You've not had any monks run out saying, "Oh God, I'm being chased by 6 skeletons and 3 bandits."
I can't say that I've seen anyone that's been running out getting attacked. No, it's all rumors and hearsay.
It's worth a try.
Why would bandits and skeletons be working together?
Necromancer bandits.
The fact that you were so prepared with that answer. Alright. But anything else you guys want to do? And someone said, Nat 1, someone feeds you a spoonful of hot sauce. Nat 20, you feed someone else a spoonful of hot sauce.
I'm gonna die.
Everyone should have a spicy bean, Ren says.
Okay.
That's really good, by the way.
I'm not a big fan of buffalo chicken, actually, and that's really good.
I've tried it.
I asked the monk about there's an entryway here. Do you guys use it? If so, what for?
No, I can't say that we use it. Frankly, it's one of those situations where I don't even know what came first. This entrance to the catacombs or the temple itself. These have both been here for at the minimum centuries at this point. I know that if we were to go back in some of our archives here in the temple, I'm sure we could find some of the earlier plans, but as to how accurate they might be with the layout of the catacombs, I certainly wouldn't be able to say.
Alright, so do you guys want to try and get more information or just plow ahead in?
No, put my helmet on and head for the entrance.
Nobody
Visor
knows
down.
specific.
Yep. Sword out.
Sort of, alright. So cool. So I guess, yeah, you guys go to this glorified sewer grate for the better sake of it. Who's going in first?
Not me.
I assume I am.
Alright.
Good assumption. Either way.
I'm assuming it's dark down there.
Oh, and underground at night?
Hang
No,
on.
They have like
strange.
torches.
Hang on. Do you have dark
Yes,
vision?
the torches have been lit for
Raise
centuries.
the mark.
If they've been keeping an eye on
Yes.
it.
Okay, thank you. We all have dark vision.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
That's the rule whenever someone mentions a dark room, everyone goes, I have dark vision!
Pretty sure I
I
do.
played in a game where literally one person, the tank, did not.
I also have.
We set that
I'm
guy on
pretty sure-
fire.
I
the
also
last
have light,
game.
so
I'm pretty sure in my other campaign we have someone that's not, and because of that we have someone who literally has a sword made of fire. And so they just always march to the front with it as a torch. But yeah, thank God there's no catfolk here. They can't see in the dark in 5th edition.
yes, I have dark vision.
Alright. So cool. So you guys are, I think you guys can see what, 30 feet in the dark?
60.
60, sorry, that's
Yeah.
why I asked. Alright.
But we
So-
only see things in 50 Shades of Grey.
There's the door.
What kind of paladin are you again?
Good question.
So yeah, and what? So is it like you and then you and then you, or what's the order here?
I went the middle.
Okay, you want to be the Oreo of protection.
I
Protection.
want her between me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't use one as much. You want some. Well, basically, you think you'll be protected by the two of them. He thinks that he's being protected from him by you.
And
Okay.
none of you realize that you're both protecting me.
All right. I'm so glad the trust is so high here. All right. So the three of you lower yourselves via this pretty rusted and busted ass looking ladder, which is basically like iron bars that have been just installed into a concrete wall, and half of the bars are missing at this point. Like, this place has not been upkept. But you guys get down into the sewer, and it kind of looks like you're in a main drag of the catacombs, where it goes on in either way, for either direction for a pretty good distance. But
Oh, look, it's a bar hose.
lining the walls, you can actually see water and other miscellaneous liquids, kind of dripping out of these small little ports. They look to be like 7 or 8 inches wide, and these kind of like are interspersed along the walls in either way of this main drag in the catacomb.
Are we walking through sewer water?
I think we can pretty well assume that.
There's
So-
no walkway.
So there's like trying to figure out how to say this. The floor is kind of like a V, if you will. And so there are like walkways on either side, but the majority of it is in the center where you would be washing your feet in unmentionables. Yes. And behind you guys, you can see like a rusted gate that's kind of like come down across the entire corridor. and the other direction, since you guys can see 60 feet, goes for as long as you guys are able to see right now. That's where you find yourselves at the moment. The corridors are about, I would say, this main drag is about 15 feet wide, and when you're on the upper walkways, probably about 7 feet tall or so, but when you're down in like the middle at the lowest point, it's probably about 12 or so feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do?
Walk that away.
Hi ho, hi ho. Okay.
Not much.
Alright. And so, yeah, you guys march on for a little ways in this direction, and you don't really see or hear too much aside from just the occasional trickling of whatever disgusting fluids are going through this catacomb, until eventually you guys reach a sort of fork that one way there's a what looks like a cell door or a gate that's been shut, and while it has a chain that's going across it to kind of keep the door closed, both said gate and chain look like they've been there for a freaking long time and are not exactly in the best of shape. And the other direction, you see a ladder similar to the one that you guys climbed down, that goes further down to drop into I guess a lower chamber in these catacombs. And that's the fork.
Well, the door doesn't look like anyone's gone through it for quite a while.
That would be correct.
Which means if there is some sort of danger that direction, it's keeping to itself. We should probably leave
The door is a barred gate, correct?
You know, like those iron grid-like iron bar doors. It's one of those.
How big is the grid?
If we're talking like thickness, it looks like it's.
What size animal could get through it?
Oh, so you're sorry. You're talking the spaces in between. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe like a large rat or a small cat.
Okay then. I'm comfortable with this assessment then.
Yes.
down the ladder first.
I hate this idea, but it's probably the correct one.
I hate it too, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I guess are we just gonna keep the same marching order this whole time?
Oh yeah. I'm
I see no reason to change this unless otherwise stated.
I cannot wait until we get a fourth person and you guys all argue about the marching order for 10 minutes.
I'm the only one wearing any sort of armor, so my place.
Yeah, my armor class is 12.
My place is pretty well assured.
Yeah, you suck as a ranger.
I know. RNGesus was not kind to me.
Her HP is 12. They're level 3.
I have more hit points than that.
Yes, I know. She specifically was like, "How bad is this?" I said, "The sorcerer has more HP."
I have almost as many hit points as the two of them put together.
Yes, I know. It's hilarious.
And that's why you're the tank.
Yeah.
That's why you were like, "So how bad is it? Am I the tank?" I'm like, "Dude, you think you're great? You're gonna be carrying someone over your shoulder half the time."
Yeah. That's why I can never go first in anything.
We crossed a bridge suspended over water. I looked over in time to see Soren's front paws jump up off the side and was able to yank him back. It was a 4-foot drop in the water. So basically, he just tried to fucking yeet himself off a bridge. Okay, so glad that my dogs.
Their adventure's going well, I see.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I leave you guys alone for an hour and things are going well. So cool. We keep this marching order then, and this letter's.
Before we go too far, keep an eye out for traps. Help me keep an eye out for traps.
Alright. And so, as we keep this marching order, you start the descent of this ladder first. And this, like the last one you went down was probably like 15 feet or so just actually get in this chamber. This one goes for probably like a good 30 feet or so. And I want
So
you
I
to
can see the bottom.
well, you can see the bottom, but it goes much further down is what I'm trying to get at. But can I make a perception check for me?
That's a good question.
Can I also make
How
one?
do I do that?
Typically you roll a d20 and you add a modifier.
Yeah,
Yes.
what's the modifier?
It's
Under
based on
skills.
wisdom unless you have perception as a skill.
Okay, give me a second. First check of the game.
First check of the game.
So wisdom, when I add my wisdom modifier to it?
Scroll down to the skills.
Skills.
It's on the right side there.
Yes.
We're not. Apparently, no one's using paper. They're all using an app, and it's great. So I can't can tell you guys how to navigate a nap.
There we go. Wisdom. It's right there at the bottom there. Wisdom perception.
Yes.
What's
Okay.
it say?
+2.
Okay, so yeah, roll a d20, add 2.
Yep.
16.
I was really hoping we were going to start this off with a train wreck. Okay. So 16. Yeah. As you're making your way down, you notice that all the bars are actually still embedded in the wall here. However, it looks like some the concrete's almost sort of eroded to the point that the concrete the bars are on are coming out of the wall, and it doesn't look like this is going to support a lot of weight. So you're basically able to anticipate this and almost either skip those bars or not put weight on them as you're going down.
I warned them about it too.
Okay. So yeah, he's able to warn you of the poor condition of this ladder as you guys are making your descent.
In that case, since I'm waiting for him to get down and for then her to get down, I'm going to tie off my rope to the iron grate, so that we've got that as an additional thing.
Oh, okay. How much feet of rope do you have?
50. Adventures are weird.
Oh, I know, but still, it's just rope trick just spawns into the world and dimension of ropes. By the way, for those who don't know, rope trick apparently is one of the most broken spells in D&D.
As long as you've got no time limit, yeah.
As long as you got no time limit, basically you can cast rope trick, summon yourself into another dimension, and then on your turn, open that dimension, have your pet go down, bite a monster, grab the rope, zip them back up, and go back into nothing, and you can just do this perpetually, but it takes hours.
You could also just do a long rest and come back out with all your spells.
Oh, I know, but I'm just telling you, the videos I've seen and shit, it's absurd. But yeah, all right. So the moment you hear that, you're just like, nah, I got a better idea. And you just run down across the hall, tie this off. And I'll admit, I played 7 years of Pathfinder, none of 5th edition. Is there an engineering or knowledge engineering check in 5th edition?
There's a knowledge skill. The skills are kept pretty abstract.
I gotcha.
If you want me to make a knowledge check, it would probably just be some variant of intelligence, because I don't think I got any skills for this.
So let's just consider
survival.
Survival might be a good one to use in this case. Yeah,
Wisdom.
that's honestly one of my beefs, if you will, with 5th edition is the skills are a lot more vague. In this case, let's go with survival to make sure that you're able to kind of tie this off in a way that you think will be load bearing.
All right, let's.
Also, turns out I can just click whatever I want to make a roll on, and it rolls for me, and adds in all my.
That is convenient, yes.
5.
Do you not have any wisdom modifiers?
It's not gonna.
0?
It's not gonna be a significant wisdom modifier.
All right. Cool.
R.I.P.
So yeah, you
Yeah,
tie
plus
this.
0.
Huh?
+0, yeah.
Okay. So you tie this bad boy up to the iron grate. You take a look at it and go, yep, that'll hold. All right, and you head back over. I guess by this point you've done this. The other two have already reached the bottom, so it's your turn to head down.
Yeah.
Question: Are you
I'll step
using the
away from
ladder?
the bottom.
Are you using the ladder or using the rope?
I'm using the ladder and the rope.
Okay. So cool. How do you use a ladder and a rope at the same time? Okay, so you're just tying it to your wrist.
Not even time, just looping it around.
Looping it around, grabbing
So
it, and then,
if
and then just
if
sending.
the bar slips, I can just.
Alright. So cool. And since you were made aware of the poor condition of this ladder, yeah, you make your way down.
Good, because I do not want to slip in here.
Yeah,
I do
right.
not want to eat dirt in here, because it will not be dirt.
And so yeah, you make it to the bottom. What are you doing with this rope?
And what am I going to do? Climb back up and untie it? It's staying here.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to cut off a section of it and keep the rest. Or
How
what.
far was the, how long was the ladder?
Oh, like I said, it was 30 feet.
Okay, and how long was it from the top to the grate?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I just didn't know what you were going to try.
I love how the assumption is just, I'm going to try something.
Listen, I have to ask because I want to make sure.
I will just, I'm going to start billing for rope as a business expense.
All right. And as you guys turn around and start making your way further down this catacomb, actually you hear a plop behind you, and you turn around and you see that it's the rope that just slipped and fell down because it wasn't tied off for shit.
Let it just sit there.
Uh-oh, guys, someone untie the rope.
Please tell me you're gonna go back up there and look now.
I'm looking up the ladder because I'm concerned.
No.
Stay.
Oh, but I got the rope back though.
Oh, hey, look at that! I was just hoping you were gonna be like, all right, give it a tug, and the whole thing just comes down. You're like, oh.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
Was to tug on it after we got down.
All right. As you turn around to look in here, it looks kind of similar to the first catacomb corridor you were in. The only difference being that there seems to be a little bit more running water in the center of this area. So am I correct in assuming you guys are probably on the upper catwalks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this looks like it's got a little more running through it. And there seems to be little buildups of something that are almost I'm not going to say actually blocking water flow, but there seems to be some sort of rubble or stuff that's impeding the water flow and kind of changing course throughout this.
We're gonna
this
tell
catacomb.
ourselves it's rubble.
What?
We're going to tell ourselves it's rubble, and I'm going to be very glad I'm wearing full body.
And I'm sure you'll be very glad when you have to clean that full body armor.
Have you looked at it? It doesn't need cleaning that often.
Prestidigitation.
Also that.
Do you have that?
I don't, but I assume you do.
Ha! Too bad. I don't.
Fun fact: when I had prestidigitation, I didn't use it to clean, but I literally used it to smear shit on things. I would actually soil other people's pants.
I do not.
But yeah, you see unmentionables, let's probably put it, that are kind of altering the course of this thing down in the middle of the walkway. It looks like a little further down that it kind of opens up into a more wide room, per se, in this catacomb compared to the corridors that you've been in so far. But that is about 40 to 50 feet from you guys at this point, and that's where you guys are. Ouch, my neck, sorry. I'm seeing a chiropractor, so apparently my neck kind of twinges.
I
heard that.
looking around to see if there's anything that jumps out at me.
Okay. Why don't you do another perception check, since I guess you're kind of the scout?
Perception or investigation?
Wait, you're a ranger?
Yeah.
Do you have training in this kind of thing?
I do have a perception proficiency.
Okay.
You're welcome to.
So,
Yeah, I'll do it because he did ask me to help keep an eye out.
so it is trained.
Mhm.
You got the little black dot.
Yep.
That means you add your wisdom and you add your
Efficiency bonus?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so I will also do it.
Alright, go for it.
Oh, fuck.
This is great. Your first roll.
13.
Honestly, +5, I guess, isn't too bad for you. What?
It's real good. A bad roll is still a bad roll.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm fair. I'm so used to a Pathfinder perception, people have 10 ranks in it or something.
The die roll is actually not that important in Pathfinder. It's
Yes.
the skills.
Yes, that's
what
fair.
you've done.
Sorry, I just put something on here.
Yeah, let's not talk about my bonus, my persuasion bonus.
I can't wait.
Shouldn't he?
I think I remember seeing it at one point.
I
I'm
don't
not.
think I have any skills that high.
Using the brown die because we're in the sewer.
Yes,
I
video
know.
text.
Right? This is gonna be good.
All right. So
Also
anyway,
have
you kind of peer over his shoulder to kind of take a look around here, and excuse me, you're not seeing anything scurrying around in the around the corridor or anything. It just seems to be you, everything else I mentioned, and then towards the end of this corridor is what seems to open up into a larger chamber.
No signs anybody's passed through.
Excuse me. No, there's no signs that any other adventures or anything have gone down here. There's no tracks if that's what you're looking for. I just looked down and I had my die on nat 20. Neat.
I guess we move further forward then.
All right.
Keep following until something tries to eat our faces.
Hey, And so, you guys make your way down in like to what's more of an open chamber in here, and to the like forward and to the right, you can see another corridor similar to the one that you guys have been in. To the left along the wall, since you're in front, I'm gonna have you do a perception check here.
4.
Okay. So you see a shield that it looks like it's probably been there for a couple of years, but there's a shield that looks like it's like kind of hanging up on the wall on the left. But there's not really anything else of note in this room.
Is there like a crest or anything on the shield, like heraldry?
It looks like it's just it kind of looks like it's like a brass polish, and there's like a blue V that's going across it, like an emblem, but there's no like house crest or emblem or family crest or anything like that.
It's got racing stripes on it.
Huh?
It's got racing stripes.
It makes it go fast.
That's only if it's red.
So it's just lucky.
Kerchow.
The red ones go faster.
So this is in the side tunnel?
Huh?
This is in the side tunnel?
Well, I think we're at another T-junction. To the left, it's the shield, and to the right, it's another one of those doors.
Yeah, like this looks like it's like just a larger chamber. You guys don't know the exact purpose of it, but just a larger chamber in these catacombs. And you can see another path further on, similar to the one that you're in, but this is the only thing you guys see in this room.
Stone or a piece of loose brick or something lying around that's about baseball size, say.
I
And I
mean,
can pick up
there's
and chuck at the shield.
absolutely like detritus that you may or may not want to know what it is laying around everywhere. Yes,
Something suitably hard that I can throw at the shield.
absolutely.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Wait, let me see it first.
After he sees after he does whatever he wants.
No,
to.
this. I take the rock he picks up and I cast a light on it. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
And I chuck the now light rock at the shield.
Okay. Make an attack roll, I guess. And since this is a ranged attack, it would be with your dexterity modifier, which is probably not as great, is it?
Hold on. I mean, my dexterity is +2, so.
So roll a d20 and add my dex modifier.
Yep, that is correct.
13.
Okay. And so you take this new glow-in-the-dark rock you just got, and yeet! You throw this bad boy as close as you can towards the shield. It seems like it's going a little off the mark, and it's not going to quite hit the shield. However, interestingly, the rock stops, like a good 3 or 4 feet from the shield, and you hear like a wet smacking sound, and the rock just kind of sits there in place.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you hit that rock with an arrow? Or hit slightly below the rock with an arrow?
Yeah, I will, take off my crossbow.
Especially since it's now nice and light, so it's a very good target for you.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Guys, rock one.
Oh, was she gonna try to Robin Hood the rock or something? What's the goal here?
I want to see if there's something invisible holding the rock.
Ooh.
And if there is, I want to hit it with an arrow.
Sorry, what?
It's a 20 to hit. The spot where he asked me to, total.
Dirty
I thought
20.
I could have swore I saw you roll a 3.
No, it was a 15.
My bad. Okay, because I was expecting a hilarious failure there. All right.
Thank you.
And so, sorry, but I saw 3. But so yeah, you're just like, hey, can you try and hit that rock? And it just fucking dead on goes right at this rock, and it hits the rock. But you hear that same wet smacking sound, and might be a trick of your eye, but you see a sort of ripple emanate from where your arrow just smacked, and that wet smacking sound starts to kind of intensify, and
Okay.
suddenly the shield, the rock, and the arrow, and a skull on the floor all start scooting towards you. And I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative.
Hey, found the slime.
Yeah, the cube.
You're already throwing a gelatinous cube at us.
Oh, come on, it's a classic! Also, what else would you put in a sewer or catacomb?
Well, the next one didn't give me anything for
Hold on.
initiative.
Yeah, hold on. I have something with initiative. Give me a second. I'm trying to find
The
it.
21 total.
What she's asking about is we have a special deck of cards that give special bonuses for nat 20s. Those apply to attacks such as bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, or magical attacks. They don't apply to skill checks or to initiatives.
I specifically have something that is initiative. I just need to see if
Probably like improved initiative or something.
it's something with my paladin stuff. So give me a second.
Sure.
I just don't know. I know it's at some point in my character's evolution. I don't know if I have it yet.
Oh, I getcha.
Probably under class features.
So I guess you got a nat 20?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and write that down. So.
Okay, I don't think I have it yet. I think it's my aura, which I think I get at level 4.
Okay.
All right, so initiative is 20 plus my modifier, right?
Yeah, Dex mod
Which
is plus 2. Yeah.
so 7.
Ha! I beat that. I got an 8.
Honestly, everyone's like, oh man, I rolled terrible on initiative. And honestly, like, if there's a roll you're gonna do bad on, it should be initiative. Initiative, like, really
It's the
cares
one
about the
with
order, if
grade.
we're getting honest here. So, cool. You said what now?
8.
8. Okay, so 8 for Necros. And you got what, Vincent?
7.
7. Okay. Oops. Alright, let me go ahead and roll for a cube. Alrighty. Funnily enough, the 5th edition bestiary is not loading. Hey, there we go! That's great, I could use that. And so, cube drops in right here. Cool. So this may shock you guys, but top of the order is the nat nat 20. You can go right ahead. You're first on the list. This cube is scooting towards you and is probably about like 20 feet from you guys currently. And yeah, go right ahead.
Is there a wall I can back up against while I...
Oh yeah, like you guys are in the middle of the chamber, so like there's a good 20 feet for you to back up, and then of course there's the corridor that you just came from, which is honestly probably 5 feet behind you currently.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to, like, not exit the room, but, like, kind of move back a little bit.
Give a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. 19 to hit.
Okay, that is going to hit.
Let me find where to...
Luckily, gelatinous cubes are pretty easy to hit because this may shock you. Cubes are not fast or intelligent.
There it is. Okay. So that is 1d8. Let's go this one. 9 points.
9 points of damage?
Yes.
Alright. Cool. Alright. That's, are you gonna use any movement? You can move, act, and then move as long as you don't exceed your movement range. So is there anything else you wanted to do, or is that that's the end?
That's it.
Okay, so you
I
have
backed
to
up.
like 10 feet or something?
Yeah, I want to get kind of closer to the wall, away from
Sure.
that.
You're a good 30 feet away, but that's all you want to do. Okay. So cool. Next in the order is Nacris.
Cool.
This is really a situation that I'm glad you can't say I don't care how big the room is, I cast Fireball.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Soon!
However-
TM.
However, I don't care how big the room is. I cast Scorching Ray.
Are you serious? Are you actually doing that?
I'm actually casting
Motherfucker,
Scorching
okay.
Ray. Yes.
So is there any saving throw or anything I do?
I will make. I create create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets in range. I can hurl them at one target several. Make a ranged spell attack for each ray. On a hit, the target takes 2d6 fire damage.
Okay, so I guess roll all 3,
Okay.
and then we'll kind of go from there.
I will
2d6 each.
2d6 each.
Scorching Ray is brutal.
Could be worse. Clerics have.
I'm shocked at level 3. Like, that's actually impressive.
That's a
Let's
level 2
see what
spell.
Well, I meant level 3 in the
Oh, yeah.
character.
No, there's
Like, that's your ultimate right now.
clerics have guiding bolt that just is a second level spell that does 4d6.
And
Oh yeah. As a sorcerer main in Pathfinder, like spellcasters are broken, but just at level 3, I'm shocked.
And Guiding Bolt also gives you advantage if you hit.
Yeah.
On whatever you hit.
Problem is every time I hit somebody with guiding bolt, I would do almost max damage and bleed it.
I have
Now,
10
something to
minutes.
note is are you rolling to hit, and then if you roll in that 1, your magic goes wild? Yes.
I'm casting a spell. You can say also process the magic or the wild magic surge. Then I roll one separate d20
For all 3.
Yes.
Okay.
However, I am also going to go ahead and make the 3rd attack roll with advantage because of my Tides of Chaos ability, which you can then force a full roll on the table to give me the ability back.
Okay.
Did that make sense?
I'll admit we're still piecing it together, but I'm gonna try and work with that.
Okay. So, first off, I'll start off by casting the spell.
Sure.
So, I'm going to make 2 attack rolls normally. My spell attack is...
I like this little potion.
I love that, yeah. It's going to be... +5. My spell attack bonus is +5.
All right.
So that is a 13 and a 9.
Okay. And then, were you going to go and roll the 3rd now or no?
Yes, I'm going to roll the 3rd using my Tides of Chaos ability to
Yes.
trigger advantage on it, so I take the best out of both.
Oh damn.
Okay, that is now 23.
All right.
So, and do you want me to?
So you're I'm gonna be 4 right now. All 3 are going to hit. Now you are going to need to roll for your wild mage, as you said.
Cool. If it's a 1, it happens. That's a 19.
Okay, you didn't fail, but I want to point out that this D20 has a human eye that constantly goes up no matter where it rolls, and that is really cool.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so
Oh,
cool.
trust me, we will be talking about my dice at some point more.
Oh yeah. This is your diminished collection, as I recall.
To be fair, it's built up much larger than the one I lost in college.
Yes.
This one's been cultivated. It is missing a few gems of the collection, mostly the super big dice and the sandstone D20.
Like he had like 30 pounds of dice at one point.
True. I've also cut down for quality more than quantity.
Fair, but all right, yeah. This may shock you guys, but gelatinous cubes have a really low armor class, so all 3 of those hit.
All right. So that is 2d6. So that's 66 damage total. That was not a good roll. That is. That's
Oh my god.
7, actually, that's 12. That's 18 damage.
I mean, that's not bad, but that could have been so much bigger.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
Oh boy, can I math? What am I, an accountant?
Yes, I am. Okay.
There you go.
Yes, I actually am an accountant. I work on real estate. I should probably be able to math. And here I was like 15 minus 8 is 3. No, it's not.
Everything I learned about accounting is that it's knowing where to put the numbers in an Excel. Excel does the actual math.
I actually don't use Excel, believe it or not. You would think I would, but I don't.
I used it for what I did.
Well, can't help you there. You don't put if I printed out an Excel sheet and gave it to a title company to sign, they'd probably give me a very angry look.
Probably do it anyway.
Well, I digress. So all right. So you're still a pretty good hit. You actually see like the areas of this gelatinous cube that you hit almost seem to like kind of bubble and steam a little bit, and the fumes that come off of this thing are not exactly pleasant.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Would the arrows she shot at it, should she have rolled for damage for that since she hit it?
You know what? That's honestly a very excellent point, and I apologize for that. Why don't we go ahead and take care of that? Because you
I
did,
didn't
like,
think about that, yeah.
yeah, like, that totally spaced my mind too. This is why sometimes I want people to hold me accountable and shit.
Another 9.
Was that the max roll you could have done?
Yeah,
Nice!
I rolled a different 9.
Now, if only you could have rolled these when you were making your character.
At least I didn't kill it, because it would have been like, excuse me, you should be dead now. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah!
Also, I'm spending my movement to back up to the entrance because
Alright.
I do not like this.
So, now it is, you and, the, cube, and your compatriots that were next to you just went, ooh, behind you.
Yeah.
Homer Simpson straight into the bush.
Right into the shrubs, yep.
So first thing I'm going to do is cast Divine Favor,
Okay.
which silvery light comes over me and a symbol lights up on the shoulder of my armor. It looks like this.
Looks like a cape.
No.
It looks like an eye?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to misinterpret that as a head with a, like a broad collar and a big cape. It's him. It's his symbol.
Sure. Okay. That means that it's concentration for up to a minute, and I deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage whenever I hit.
Alright.
So.
I like it. By the way, I want to point out, you guys, I think you rolled a 13 to see the gelatinous cube. They're transparent, and it takes a 15 to see them, so I hated it. You guys didn't notice it.
And I'm going to.
As soon as you said brick stop, I'm like, oh no.
I'm going to hit the thing with my longsword.
Alright.
Which I'm okay. D20 plus what to figure out if I hit.
Well, strength, since it's a melee attack.
Correct that.
And your proficiency bonus.
Yes.
So it hit / DC is the total bonus, right? That's
Yes.
Okay, cool. So sure. D20 plus that number. 18 does hit, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm also going to pump a divine smite into that.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, and casting divine guidance was a bonus action.
Okay.
So where is divine smite? Sorry, I'm still figuring this out.
You know what? I knew this was going to be largely a tutorial session, even for me, so it's cool. Hell, we're going to have to do it again when we have our 4th player joining us.
The
so
first couple turns of any game is just like, so how does this game work?
Yep. Well, he's played like 2 sessions of Pathfinder, and then he played like Stargate or something. So like this is all new to him.
Okay, and that expends a spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage,
Okay.
plus 1d8 for each spell layer higher than first, but I'm only casting it at first.
It's probably like your only spell right now, isn't it?
No, I've got quite a few actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Like spells per day?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't have a lot of slots, but I do have a fair amount of different spells.
Well, I mean,
Divine casters get full access to them.
No. I'm sorry if I didn't specify. I actually meant like spell slots, like spells per
Oh.
day, not your repertoire, but your ability to cast per day. That's what I meant.
Yeah, of that I've got. I know I've seen it somewhere. Okay, I've got 3 slots a day, and I've burned 2 now on this fight.
Okay. And you burn 2 in 1 turn, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Alright. So you hit it. So why don't you go ahead and roll for damage?
I'm trying to find the dice for my sword.
And it'll be either a D8 or a D10.
1d8 plus 3,
Okay.
and this is the d8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Double pyramids.
Yep. So 5 plus divine smite, which was what did I say again?
2d8, or am I wrong on that? I want to say you said 2d8.
Well, I do know that divine favor is 1d4, so right now I've got.
So don't give me real. 2 it.
Clickety
so hard.
clackety, I roll to attackity.
I love that. Actually, I never heard that before.
You've never heard that?
No, I figured like forbidden
Yeah,
gamer canon.
I figured like you would have heard that like 100 times with tabletops, but sorry. About
8. So 8.
Inhale the chip.
Yeah.
8. So 16, 18, 23 damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said a long sword, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, would you like to hear the good news or the bad news first?
Is it that it's that slashing attacks aren't very good against a an
Oh, you dealt full damage to him. However, you know, like when you swing this. Remember when you shot a rock and an arrow into it, and suddenly those just kind of got stuck in there?
Oh, it's now stuck.
Yeah, like you bring that sword in, and like this, you see this light glow and emanate through it, and then like you're, motherfucker, like all of a sudden your sword's just lodged in this thing.
Like trying to draw a box cutter through cold, hot glue.
That is oddly specific. Oh! Okay, speaking from experience right now. Okay.
This is a bandage, by the way.
That's great. Okay. So yeah, you like the two of you just like dealt some pretty significant blows to this thing all at once. And it's kind of hard to tell the shape. It's hard to tell the condition of a cube. Shut up.
Is the object made entirely out of gelatin bloodied?
Exactly. But if you had to tell, you'd say this thing probably seems somehow less solid than it did before. That's my way of saying this gelatinous cube is bloodied. And that will be the end of your turn. So,
That is the cube's turn.
now it's the cube's turn. And would you look at that? Someone's right in licking range. So, what was that?
I don't like cubes. They're always bigger and sneakier than you ever think they are.
So, it's basically going to use an ability that it calls Engulf. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, Vincent.
D20 plus my modifier.
Plus your dexterity modifier.
20.
Damn. Okay. So this thing lurches right at you, and basically, it's trying to absorb you into it. And you manage to duck and jump out of the way. However, it takes your sword with it as it just moves right through the space that you were
Oh,
just.
I'm not letting go of the sword.
Okay, then.
It's gonna get into a pulling contest.
Okay,
with the sword.
then you're gonna need to make a strength check with this cube to get your sword.
Okay, that I need to double check on. So hold on. What my modifier? Okay. 5.
6.
You say
Every time it hits this pencil, I get a shitty roll. I'm moving that pencil.
And so you duck out of the way as this thing attempts to engulf you, and you're like, nope, my sword, and like, let me put it this way, like, you're not able to get it back. Do you want to hang on to it, or are you letting go?
Is it pulling the sword in, or is it just holding the sword?
It's just, like, it's holding the sword, basically.
I'm holding on to it.
Okay, so basically, you go, nope, and you like try to yank it out, and you get dragged along the floor as this thing just like lurches forward another like 10 feet or so. So you are now prone, and still like still holding the sword, but prone. And the gelatinous cube is now about a good, let's see, about 20 feet away from the two of you.
you're not like.
And
Right.
yeah, so that will be the end of its turn. So we go back to the top of the order.
How far did it move?
It moved like about 10 to 15 feet because it was trying to engulf him, and when it failed, it just kind of kept lurching forward.
Okay.
If I move closer to the entrance we came in, how far away?
Like you'd be moving 10 feet forward, closer to it, before being able to go to the exit to the left that you came from.
Shoot it!
I like the idea where it's like, nah, washes hands and just leaves.
You know what? I am gonna take another shot at it.
All right.
All right.
ratings? Is there more of a suggestion than anything? There's actually a chart that says how many players do you have? What are their levels? Here's the challenge rating we suggest. It was suggested this be the max difficulty I give you guys, and you guys are like paddling this thing's ass left and right. And this is why I think challenge ratings are bullshit.
I have shit stats and I'm still doing it.
Yes, well, to be fair, gelatinous cubes have infamously low armor class, but the catch is if they can engulf you, like, it could kill you in a hit.
Yeah.
Like, that's its catch.
We've also burned 3 spell slots on it.
That's true. You've burned 2/3 of your spell casting ability.
And I burned one of my second levels on it.
Yeah, this is fair. But, so I think that challenge ratings are bullshit for this exact reason.
And I rolled 7 damage.
Okay, 7 damage. Alright, you gonna move anywhere, or are you staying right there?
I have 35 feet of movement. If I back down the hallway a little bit, would I still be able to see it?
Back down the hallway.
I mean, like, go back to the entrance and kind of like. Be
Well,
able to hit
You're
something.
eating a rock that's currently glowing.
Yes, you're going to be able to see it, and I'm going to let you know if you want to go towards that entrance that you came from, you're going to at first move 10 feet closer to it in order to get to that entrance.
Is it gonna get an attack of opportunity if I move close and then move away?
It won't get an attack of opportunity against you. I'm just letting you know if your goal was to get further from it, you will at first not be accomplishing that. That's all I'm letting you know.
Okay. But I can still move 10 feet closer to it and then 20, like, however far back, right?
Excuse me. Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna try to do
Okay.
with my movement.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of dug back into the alley or corridor that you guys came from, and that will end your turn. Navris.
Alright. I don't want it to keep moving. Stop moving. I cast Ray of Frost. Same thing. I make a +5 attack roll, and if I hit it, I deal D8 cold damage, and it has -10 speed. That is a 20.
20. That's gonna hit.
Alright, then I drop a D8 on its ass as soon as I find my D8.
Challenge rating to my ass.
I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to do a whole lot to it right now until I get my sword back.
Right.
Though the sword is currently just radiating holy damage.
Well, I thought it was just a burst and it's done.
That's the divine smite. I've also got a minute-long spell on it that it just radiates holy damage.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll address that.
That's 5 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10. And then I follow her.
Now, is it putting any status effect on it? Like, is it like considered prone or frozen, or just that's it? There's no status effect.
Its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay. Cool. All right. And you said how much damage? 5.
Yeah, 5 cold damage.
Cool.
All right.
Ice cube.
Ice. That's the end of its turn. Vincent, you are prone with your hand on the sword right now.
The hand on my sword that has the divine favor burning on it, which was the 1d4 holy damage.
Sure.
Is that still happening to it no matter what, since it's embedded in
Well,
the thing?
since it's asking for a minute, you're.
Okay. You want me to go ahead and roll that before I try to yank the sword out?
I suppose so.
Okay. It takes 3 more holy damage just because it keeps holding on to the sword. It's holding on to the burning sword.
Listen, well, okay, I want to clarify this because you keep saying this as if it's stupid. Its intelligence is 1.
Oh, I know.
Okay, they're fucking stupid.
doesn't have a brain.
They're jellyfish. I know.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure you're aware. Like, I'm trying to play this as a stupid cube.
Oh, I know.
Also, I'm just imagining whichever celestial realm is funneling his powers, and some cherubim looking through a shrine portal was like, he got a sword stuck in a goddamn mold.
One of our champions is fighting slime in a sewer. Great.
He got his sword stuck in it. Should we still pump the holy damage through?
I mean, given what my job is, this is probably pretty normal, actually.
That's
There's a
depressing.
skeleton down here too, is there?
What's that?
It's just the cube, or is there like this?
There was a skull that was like stuck in it, but I think whoever did the, I think it was you. You rolled like a 3 on perception or something, so you didn't even see that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try and yank this. I need to stand back up, which is that an action?
Burns 10 feet of movement.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere, so. That's fine.
So cool. And then we're gonna do another strength contest to try and rip this out while it's trying to hold on.
Sure. 10.
I got a 7, so you're able to shink, get your sword back out, and it's like kind of dripping with whatever jelly or something on it.
That'll burn off.
Please tell me you do it, get the sword stuck again.
I mean,
What else is he gonna do with it?
yeah, I mean, it's either that or I pull out my crossbow and start shooting at it, which, no. Do I still get an action since I had to yank the thing out?
And that's kind of what I wanted to ask you guys what you think of the matter. Personally, I don't think that could be considered a bonus action, so probably not, especially
full action.
especially since you were prone and you spent a lot of your turn probably getting back up. So I'm gonna say probably not.
No, that's what I figured. So, I mean, I still did some holy damage to it while the sword was stuck in there.
Yeah,
so it's
you
fine.
made it bubble a little more, and now your sword smells kind of funny, you know. All right, well that's gonna be the end of your turn. It is the cube's turn, and the cube doesn't like you very much. I don't know if you knew that, Vincent.
I'm
It's
also
going to-
shooting lasers at it.
it's going to have a sort of like tendril reach out, and it's going to try to backhand you basically. And
The guy who shot lasers at it booked it.
and the attack is literally just called pseudopod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's roll to attack. Wow, 23.
Yeah, that
Huh.
that hits.
Yeah, holy shit. I did not expect that. So let's roll for damage. I have no fingernails, and that is not working well. I'm getting dice picked out of foam. Okay. What you doing there, buddy?
Look at your dice box. I got priorities. Yeah. Shit. Oh, that is.
Oh, okay. You take 15 acid damage.
I'd be dead right now.
Exactly. I didn't roll max.
No, not 150. 15.
Oh god, yeah. You're just a crater of ashes in the middle of this
Not even
room.
that.
Okay, I'm still up.
Oh, I know you are, but I also know that's not exactly a nice hit to you.
No, it's not.
So that's the end of the cube's turn, and it literally can't. Like, I think its maximum movement right now is 5 feet. Like it ain't moving.
I told it to stop moving.
Huh?
I told it to stop moving.
You did. So we're gonna go back to the top of the order. Elena, you're up.
Oh. Alright, I am gonna fire off. Has it moved closer to me? Is it
No, like it.
It's
Since,
focused on him.
since you moved, it has not because right after you moved, he froze it in place and it just backhanded him for its turn. Like it's not moving.
Okay. Alright,
So it's good 20 feet from you.
Alright. Only 20 feet.
Get in the fight!
My crossbow.
I'll imagine like you got a yardstick. You're like, like you got like one of those Lowe's like measuring tapes. You're like waiting until it touches jelly. You're just like,
Oh,
My
I'm just gonna
longbow range-
swung around
social
in the air.
distancing, and like the whole time you're being flung in the air.
Alright, I am gonna back up.
Okay.
I don't want to lose sight of it, but I'm gonna back up another, let's say 15 feet.
I was actually just pulling that up in my chat as well. We both got a comment from Miranda in chat, and it says, "So we're at Specs. I turned the stream off. I thought I pulled up my phone to take a picture of the kitten, and then yelling through the store is fucker." All right.
So I'm gonna back up 15 feet, and then I'm gonna fire off another arrow.
Okay, so you're 35 feet or so. I know obviously you can shoot this far. I'm just genuinely curious. What's the range on your shooting?
150 feet.
Damn. Nice.
It's a longbow, so.
Yeah.
Just fair. I was genuinely curious.
Bad stats means I could be ranged.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a.
You got a 17 plus whatever that hits.
Yeah, so it's a 22.
A 9 hit earlier. You're good.
Alright. 6 damage.
Okay.
I'm
See,
going the wrong direction.
this thing's suddenly starting to be tougher.
Well, I know, like I said, like this is gelatinous cubes are glass cannons. Like they have shit for armor, they have shit for speed, they have shit for intelligence. But if they hit you, suddenly they get a lot spookier.
Yeah. And
You're
you're also
lucky-
supposed to be basically invisible. You don't know they're there until you're right there.
That's why I had you do a perception check. You're actually lucky you avoided engulf. It would have done far more damage.
Oh, I know.
But cool. That's Elena's turn. Nagris.
Firebolt. I'm doing the rainbow damage. Oh
this?
And that's instead of the base crit effect?
Well, no, this will be an additional effect.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna deal double damage, and you also let's see if it survives your damage. But if it does survive your damage, it will also be phased incorporeal for 1d3 rounds.
That's...
So basically, if it survives, you will somehow temporarily phase it out of existence.
Fuck. That is a 1 and a 2 on 2d10s.
I want to point out something. You rolled 3 damage, yeah?
Yeah?
It has 4 HP. Oh my god, that's great. So, it has a chance at a will save to negate this. That's fucking great.
Wait. There's a chance that it will save to negate the crit effect?
It has a chance. Oh, wait a minute. You deal double damage. It's dead.
No. Oh.
You did 3 damage, right?
It's base d10, and crits in 5th edition just add more dice.
Sorry.
It's not,
Okay,
it's
so
not yeah. It's not base doubling, it's just more dice.
Okay, so you already dealt double damage, if you will. Now, it gets a will save to try and negate the ability to be phased incorporeal. Now, I don't know if you know this.
Willful creatures.
Willful creatures. A gelatinous cube is not one of those.
Yeah.
Even have wisdom.
Technically, yes. Is it great? No.
Oh, that's right. Wisdom is the ability to perceive other things.
Yeah, when it adds its negative modifier, it got a 10. That is not going to cut it. So, yeah, that is the end of your turn. And,
It's in,
like, all of a sudden, like, your sword,
as
like,
I'm halfway through swinging at it.
like, also, like, your sword, like, even what was coating it is almost incorporeal. And there's and it's just like, it's kind of there, but hazy. And yeah, it's the start of, it's the start of your turn.
I'm backing up to be just slightly in front of them, and I am going to drink my health potion.
Probably a good call. Alright.
2d4 plus 2.
Yes.
Who else have a d4?
Many. What's
Yeah.
your preferred color?
The one that lands on a 4 most often.
I've got him.
Ooh.
Oh,
Haven't
the special
rolled that one in a
one.
while.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the? Is that a fucking dreidel?
Kinda, yeah.
It's
It's the
a fucking
Vondel dagger from the wizard set.
The fact that you rolled the minimal damage to let it survive is great.
So I get 8 hit points back.
Okay. That is a weird ass set.
It's from a company that like makes class-based sets, like the fighters, all different weapons.
Yeah.
The rogue one is nice because it's like it's got a lock pick in a lock, and you spin the lock pick to get the result.
Cool.
And so you already healed and your friend's done?
Oh, yeah, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how the healing and damage system works on this
I
thing.
totally forgot. Can I have a D3 for a moment?
D3.
Yes. It's not common, but that's why I don't have one.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It is technically. Yeah.
But there are people out there who've decided, okay, no, these dice don't exist. I will make them exist.
My favorite is there's also like D2s, and I'm like, you mean a coin? Like,
Excuse me.
wow.
Yeah.
Neat.
Also, this is a D60,
I actually have one of those in the chest.
D30,
I have a D80 and a D100.
good,
I'm currently at 20.
D24. Also, here are your choices for D3s.
Thank you. All right. So, that's really cool.
D5.
This gelatinous cube is going to be phased incorporeal for 2 rounds.
Okay, so I'm just going to stand there waiting for it to pop back in.
Hey, batter.
Pretty much, yeah.
All
And I
right.
assume everyone else is too.
Yep.
So here's the thing. The cube is incorporeal, but it can still move.
Not very fast, it can't.
Not very fast, but you know who's within 5 feet?
Not nobody, because I backed up to be next to them.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said
Oh,
that.
my bad.
And
Yeah,
I was
he's next
35
to-
feet from him.
So it's going to move like just ever so slowly.
The speed
towards
reduction
you guys.
ends at the start of my turn. So the heat, the ice ray wore off when I hit him with a fireball.
Okay, so it's got its movement speed back.
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing has its full movement back, and you guys were about 20 feet away from it, then, yes?
That's
35.
35. I was 35.
Oh, sorry. And
I would say 30. I'm in front of
Yeah.
them still, but
no.
this thing lurches towards you guys, and it doesn't reach you, but it is now 15 feet away.
I run full speed at it and through it.
Great, it's not your turn.
Oh no.
And so the end of its turn, yeah, it's about 15 feet away from you guys, and I guess 20 feet from you.
Okay.
And that ends its turn. Elena. That's really what's going on.
does anyone know why we can't? What's going on here? Why is it?
Where the fuck did it go?
It had a
What
bad
did you
reaction to
do?
my magic.
Can we still see the rock
But-
that's stuck in it?
Absolutely, it's a little incorporeal, but yes. And my favorite part of this is you don't know if this is because your magic did really well, or if this is just another one of your weird ass effects of magic in general that fucks up.
I don't ask
It
a lot of
sounds like
questions.
wild magic in general, except for the fact it's a crit effect.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold my, I'm gonna back up a few more feet and then just hold my action to see if I see it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I double move, run straight through it.
You just sprint through it like
Child through a sprinkler.
Yes.
well, I was gonna say what's his name, Patrick Swayze in Ghost. You just sprint right through it.
Yeah, I go, no. Because
For just a moment, it smells awful as you're passing through it, but then it passes.
because if it keeps moving, it will just hover on us and then phase back in on top of us.
And so that's your turn. And you just, like, what's your normal movement speed?
30.
So you just went 60 feet forward.
Yeah. Like, no.
All right, Vincent, you're about 15 feet from this incorporeal cube.
I'm basically going to keep, and it's continually moving towards us. I'm faster than it is, so I'm going to keep backing up so that I'm waiting for it to become solid again.
Okay.
And when it becomes solid again, I'm going to bonk it.
Horny bug.
But I'm also maintaining enough distance so that it's not going to like phase back in on top of me.
All right, dig it. Cool. So yeah, you guys are really doing like a tactical retreat at this point. I'm loving this. It's so stupid.
Like I don't know what's going on, but I know at some point it's going to come back.
Somehow my most like serious session has already turned into comedy. I don't know how that happened. So cool.
And wild magic in.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
To be fair, this wasn't even wild magic. Cool. It's turn. The cube's turn comes up and 15 feet closer to you guys.
Oh, hey, that's
I'm sorry.
Oh God.
Here's a question. Would me throwing a rock at it have hurt it? Would throwing that rock at it have hurt it at the start of
I like how you're trying to make this argument now.
You said it's not a one hit point.
I feel like at this point it's a little stupid to be like, oh wait, you're right.
No, I know.
Maybe if that argument was made earlier, we could have tried to talk that out, but I feel like we're too late.
I know. Absolutely. I just thought it was something that occurred to me.
It's not like you were trying to break the shield with the rock.
No, I wasn't.
You were just like, I don't trust it. Rock.
Nope. And I was smart to do so.
I like how this was your science rock.
My science was successful.
No, it wasn't. Then you asked someone else to do it.
No.
And that
You
worked.
didn't have a hypothesis to test,
My hypothesis was.
but it was reproducible.
My hypothesis was there's something weird over there.
That's not a hypothesis. You can't test that.
Test it by throwing a rock at it.
You can provoke a response.
I just imagine like you just going into any room, like a store, and you're just like, rock, bright space. What the fuck are you doing? Science leaves. All right, so the cube moves 15 feet closer to you guys, and that ends its turn. I guess that's 2 turns for it. So it's suddenly solid again, and it's
And I hit it.
huh?
Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I was gonna say if we go to the top of the order, Elena technically said that she was preparing and readying an action, so
Yeah.
this would be up to you.
Yeah, so I was holding an action for when it popped back in there.
And here it is.
16. Or, no, that's 20. Sorry. Total.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Jesus. Fucking marksman over there.
Like full disclosure, they have AC. They have an AC of 6. It's hard to miss.
It's a house-sized cube.
Yeah.
7 damage, it's dead.
Yeah, like it's quite literally like hitting the broadside of a barn. Congratulations, yeah, like you did it. So this thing kind of like bubbles, hisses, and fizzes as it just like sinks into the ground and sort of splats out. And yeah, you ended up getting your sword back, so yeah, you're good. Congratulations, you guys defeated the gelatinous cube, and I guess on the other side of the room is just Nacros over there. Hello.
I'm gonna go up and take a look at the shield that was inside the cube.
I was gonna say, yeah, like it was in the cube.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like amongst the other remains inside of this cube, you pick up a semi-rusted shield. Looks like it's made of brass. Is there an appraise check in 5th edition, or is that just Pathfinder?
I think it's just an investigate.
Yeah.
Okay, probably just like okay. Sure.
I think like you identify if you have the spell.
If it's a magic.
Well, it has to be
Yeah.
magical, yes.
Well, we don't know it's not magical.
Well, I mean,
I ritual cast detect magic.
okay. It is not magical.
Is
Sorry.
anything nearby magical?
You do not detect anything magical aside from the two of you in the room, I guess.
Right?
What do you mean the two of us?
Well, because she's not magical.
He's magical?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
a paladin.
Why are you magical?
I'm a paladin.
we were literally talking about spell slots, and you watched fucking holy light come down in a sewer. What do you think it was? Like
Okay, what kind of magic?
industrial fans and lasers.
That's a good question. What kind of? He asked what kind of magic I'm sure that does.
I mean, what would paladin be? Is that would that be conjuration?
I mean, based on what I am, it's probably celestial.
Well, I don't know. I don't think celestial is actually a school of magic, though. Like
What's that?
there's aberration, conjuration, transmutation.
Okay.
Like as you would probably come up with what?
Aberration.
What?
Aberration is a creature type.
I thought that was also
Abjuration.
abjuration. My bad.
I knew something wasn't right about what he said.
I thought you were gonna start
listening.
listing creature types for a second there.
Gelatinous cube, dire rat, my favorite school of magic. But no, I guess
Goblin mode.
hobgoblin. You know, I feel like if you were to come up as a school of magic, it'd probably be conjuration, but that's really kind of stretching. Point being, detect magic, you're not sensing anything like in the room other than the individuals, and you're not seeing anything on the shield.
I've never actually read the 5th edition description. It does say, you use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or objects in the area that bears magic, and you learn in school. It doesn't go into any further detail, so I'm just like, oh, that actually does work. Okay, I guess.
Oni says, holy sewer lasers sounds like something that Alex Jones would cook up. Holy lasers in the sewers are turning our gelatinous cubes gay.
I point at the sludge. Crisis actor!
You know that gelatinous cube was actually paid by George Soros. Alright, so anyway, did you want to do a check after he
No,
did anything?
I was just checking to see if anything leapt out to me about it, but if he's, I already got a shield, so
Yeah.
It looks like it was probably just a piece of gear that was owned by whoever was the unfortunate
Some
skull that was in that
Yeah,
cube.
some
I was
random
gonna ask
town
for the human
guard.
skull, not like an animal one.
Oh, if you take a quick look at it, you could easily tell even without a check. This is not an animal skull. This was a humanoid of some kind. Like, was there for God knows how long because they're acidic. They can kind of digest things pretty quick.
there's no like name on the shield or anything. Property of.
Yeah, please return to the address 123 Evergreen
I
Terrace.
mean, sure, nothing like that, I assume.
No,
Okay.
For that matter.
Could solve a missing persons case.
no. What were you saying?
These things are usually, the whole point of gelatinous cubes is supposed to be they clean things. They just travel around the dungeon eating things. The sewer's awfully messy for that.
It was a very lazy cube.
Actually,
Oh, wait.
I will actually
Get up
specifically state in
couldn't get up
relations.
the ladder.
Yeah.
In relations to that, I would specifically state it is actually in the information bio for gelatinous cubes that they are incredibly lazy.
Oh, damn.
Like, that is actually canon lore. Also, yes, ladders. But I want to buy. As soon as you said lazy, I couldn't help but point that out
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's funny to me.
Alright. But But we do have the other side of the T intersection to go down.
Yes, we do.
Pick up the light rock.
Bioluminescent rock now.
Bioluminescent.
Well, no, sorry, I say that because if Miranda's listening, it's become a thing where they had a bioluminescent rock from 7 years ago in my Pathfinder campaign that they still carry around. No one knows why. And I just love that that's legacy is somehow carrying on with this. Just a rock with light, which how long does that last?
An hour.
Okay, it's just glow in the dark rock.
My sword has stopped glowing at this point.
Right.
I want to pick up the skull and bring it with me.
Okay. It was like, alright, take my sword, take my rod, take the skull. To be or not to be, shoves in satchel.
This is your skull collecting era.
Well,
This
that's
is
campaign I collected teeth.
This is the epitome of, I don't know if you guys have seen that meme, but like the rogue was like, you can't ask why, but I need a skull. And the warlock's like, you can't ask why either. And they go, okay. And he sends out like 20 skulls, and the rogue's like, that one. And they just both silently do the exchange and never say a word on the matter. And this is like how I feel like it's the origins. Alright, so cool.
For the record, I am currently leaning against a wall trying to catch my breath.
Yeah, like you're just like, don't worry, guys, I'm the sturdy one, and all of a sudden you're like just spitting out acid goo.
How many hit points do you need to fill back up?
7.
7 out of
28.
In regards to the gelatinous cube, Oni says D&D's unsolved mysteries. I mean, that's why gelatinous cubes typically hang out in dark, unlit hallways, is so that stupid people will walk right into them and drowning it dissolves slowly and painfully. And that is correct. Yes, they literally do not sleep. They just sit lazily and wait for food to come to them.
I am gonna cast Cure Wounds on the paladin.
Okay. You guys have any? Like, how many spell slots do you guys have left? You can't have much.
I never used any.
Oh, I know, but
But, like, I
You're-
total.
I was like, you're a ranger. You don't have a lot in general.
No.
I used 1 spell slot.
Really? You used an ice spell and 2 fire spells.
Yeah, those are all cantrips.
Hot damn. Okay. I'm so used to cantrips being like, you know, like
No,
mage hand and
Yeah.
prestidigitation.
D&D has useful cantrips, like Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
I'm pretty sure that's only warlocks, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but if you say do a class into a warlock, you get Eldritch Blast.
Fair, but okay.
And you gain 7 hit points back.
Oh, sweet. I'm back up to full.
I mean, Mark.
Da-da, 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 da-da.
Mark that.
See, when I
Oh,
when I play
obviously-
a cleric, I'm like, look, if I heal you too good, I'll be wasting points, so I'm just not gonna heal you. Look, if you go down, I'll heal you. How about that?
There's several years ago we had a cleric in our Pathfinder campaign, and his catchphrase became, "Now what did you learn?" Because if you got hurt in a stupid way, he would not heal you and make that your lesson.
Valid. I appreciate that.
And obviously, I'm not saying we need to stop or anything. I just want us to go on point out. I am willing to go as late as you guys want. You guys let me know when you have obligations that stop you for the night. That's all I'll say in the matter. So we can keep going.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to move along?
Yeah.
Cool.
Gonna head down the non-gelatinous cube direction.
Yeah. So continuing.
Somebody should probably be mapping.
Huh?
Somebody should probably be mapping.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Not me.
So yeah, you guys, I guess you guys somehow in this fight ended back up in the hallway you started in, and I guess now you're gonna head back across the room to the next corridor, yeah?
Yeah.
And yeah, so you guys head down here a little way, and it ends up kind of curving off to the right. And about 20 feet ahead of you, you guys see. You remember back up in the last chamber, I mentioned there was a grate with a chain kind of locking it. You see a similar grate like that, but this one's got a kind of crude padlock that's got this lock shut. But both the padlock and the grate look extremely rusted. And that's what's in front of you.
Gonna tap it with my sword. Just like see what happens when I tap it.
Okay, you tap it, and the padlock door and the lock kind of rattle.
Okay, I didn't know if they were so bad that me just tapping.
It's a mimic! No.
No, if it sneezes, I'll know it's a mimic, and then I'll try to open it anyway.
That's rude.
Oh,
You didn't
no,
say
he
legit first.
legitimately called out what our rogue did in a session. It was fucking hilarious.
He
He tested it. He got like a really high perception
He
roll.
rolled
He'd
an-
sneeze.
He rolled an 18, saw the chest sneeze, and then he says, "I open it." I'm like, "You motherfucker! All right, well, you're now being eaten by a mimic."
Meanwhile, the rest of us are fighting truth and justice, and he's off.
Jacob, if you're watching this, I love you,
He
dude.
spends what more than half that fight trying to get unstuck from that mimic.
He did. It was great. All right. Well, yeah. You tap it. It rattles.
Okay. Can either one of you pick locks?
Nope.
You have a magic lock pick.
Yes! I cast Firebolt at the lock.
Okay. Are you waiting for anyone to move?
No, it's a single target effect. They're fine. Don't touch it.
Yeah, I walk along the side anyway, so I'm not right in front of them.
Like, I imagine this is something that probably has like a poof effect when it hits,
I mean, yeah, you don't want to hold fireworks generally.
especially in an enclosed
It's basically
sewer.
a dangerous Roman candle, isn't it? Firebolt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just point a Roman
Okay,
candle at someone.
so without any forewarning, he's like, "Yeah, I got a lockpick. Just fucking blast this thing. Why don't you go ahead and roll a fucking attack roll on this door for me?"
That's a 11.
Okay. Now this may shock you.
Missed.
Doors aren't exactly good at dodging, so why don't you go ahead and roll for?
But this one is mostly empty space because it's barred. It's just made of bars. So there's more not door there than there is door.
There's more not door than
Roll
there
one.
is door. One.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. So you're just like, "Hey, do you have any way to open this?" And you just see a fireball, like, it almost burns your eyebrows. It just goes, and it's like you kind of hear it. Like it doesn't really seem to have any effect on this padlock. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
it's fucking loud, but it has like no effect because it's 1 damage.
Well, we know someone's not coming in this way.
I mean, yeah.
Have we? So, refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Have at this point there are no unlocked routes that we've encountered.
You have up on the previous corridor, if you were to climb back up the ladder,
We have the chained shut door.
the chain shut door, and then you have one down here past the gelatinous cube that is padlocked. You did not see any other other routes.
There are no branching paths that we've missed or anything, at least that
Yeah.
we're aware of.
That is correct.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna just try and jam my shield in there, just kind of try to pop the lock.
Oh, so you're gonna crowbar it.
Pretty much with
Okay.
my shield.
You're gonna attack the chain. Good idea.
All right.
I'm
So
going after the weakest link.
Come over here.
all right. So I guess just make a strength check on it. You're just gonna bring your shield down on this.
12?
Oh, I thought that was a 3.
No, 12.
Oh, I thought you rolled a d4 for a moment.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna stop.
I rolled this one. I rolled a 9, I have plus 3 for strength.
I did
so
1 point of
12.
damage to the door. I thought you rolled a 3. I'm like, these are clearly very terrible.
I was thinking of Clint when he spent an entire session rolling a d12 and wondered why he couldn't hit anything. But all right, so after this brilliant display by your skilled sorcerer, you're just like clang, and like even though it didn't feel like it was one of your better slam shield wall slams, like the padlock just kind of snaps in two.
Okay.
And the door even kind of creaks open a little bit, and you hear both the echo of you slamming against this padlock and the creak of this door kind of echo down the corridor.
Oh, good. So something. If there's anything down this way, it knows we're here.
After you.
I mean, we were yelling and fighting the gelatinous cube, so I
I'll
think that's a
go.
foregone conclusion.
Also, you are very subtly blasting fireballs. All right.
Question: what's the difference between a short rest and a long rest?
Oh, so that is a fun little thing I had to look up difference between Pathfinder and 5th edition. For people with low HP or no healing abilities, you can do what's called a short rest. So that is the equivalent of like sitting down and camping, like reading a book, eating, or drinking for like an hour or so.
I thought it was like 10 minutes. Shit.
It is considered an hour as one long rest.
Okay.
As one short rest. A
Yeah.
long rest is 8 hours.
Okay.
So a short rest, you have hit dice equal to your player level. So right now you guys each have 3 hit dice. And say you sat down for an hour, you would roll your hit die and you would get back that many plus your Constitution modifier of HP back.
Okay.
You alright, champ?
She's having some issues.
Okay. So let's say she tripped and stubbed her toe and lost almost all of her HP, because that's what you would do.
Yep.
You could take a short rest you could all take a short rest for an hour. You would roll, I don't know what your hit die is, we could look it up, a D10, and you go, okay, 7, so 7 plus Constitution modifier HP back.
Does it bring our spell slots back, or is that long rest?
That's a long rest. Short rests are just for HP. You can use it to tend to minor wounds, like say if you got poisoned or something like that, but not like to actually get full spell slots back.
Got it.
So
That's the
you'll
one
be able to
I
use it
actually
3 times. After a long rest, you get half of those amounts back. So let's say you use all 3 of your short rests. If you do a long rest, you'll get 2 short rests back.
Okay.
You
Works
mean hit
differently.
dice?
Well, 2 short rest hit dice back, yes.
Okay. You said you get 2 short rests back, and I'm like,
Well, because
but
you
if I can go to bed and wake up with extra rests, I would not have the bags under my eyes that I do.
But yeah, so basically, if you really exhaust yourself one day and you do a long rest, you'll be healed, but you won't get all of your hit dice back for short rests for that day. You would take another long rest the next day.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it gets really developed, but it can work for people that are not healers.
I was more concerned about the number of spell slots I have.
And some abilities also reset on short rests. Like I know, like the turn undead ability for clerics
Yes.
is every short rest.
I only have to do 4 hours to get the 8-hour benefits.
Ditto.
She's an elf, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So we're just gonna have to sit around and I guess play board games while he's asleep.
Wait for our pet human.
I'm not a human.
Oh, that's right, you're ASMR, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
If I said ASMR, I'm like, how was that?
Yeah, that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, we're gonna
Human, it's nice to meet you.
we're gonna be meditating.
I'm interested. Was that? It doesn't matter now. This cube, does that count as an aberration? Or
Um,
fiend?
Yes.
I don't think it does. Hang
Unless
on.
they changed it.
Hang on. It is considered an unaligned source environment Underdark. I don't see anything about it being like an aberration though.
It should have like a creature type. It might have been ooze. But that's
Large ooze, you are correct.
Okay.
It is not an aberration.
Got it.
How many abilities does drinking a pot of coffee recharge, says Imagine Us? Does a 5-hour energy give an ability recharge? It gives like, I imagine energy drinks are like the real life equivalent of a barbarian's rage. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Right.
you lose hit points, but you gain actions.
Yes, exactly. I'm tired, but now my heart's also racing and I'm sweating. You alright, man?
Yeah, I was just reading my abilities.
Oh, okay.
I was checking the long rest, short rest thing. I found that in here. Which abilities are affected by that?
Okay. I just got a message from Miranda. She says we'll be home in about 8 minutes. We're gonna move through the house and into the backyard. So just forewarning, you're gonna hear like 1 minute of. Okay. So cool. Anything you guys want to do before moving forward?
No, I guess we just keep slowly making our way through this.
Okay.
Making our way.
I did that.
Oh God.
He agrees that would be barbarian rage. What's up? I heard you say I did that too.
Yeah, don't ask that you don't want to know.
No.
The critical role thing.
That's why I told him not to.
Sorry. Okay. So yeah, you're just gonna leave the pack forward then?
Sure.
Okie dokie. So yeah, you march further in, and the corridor seems to kind of ramp up. Like there's no like climbing or anything, but this kind of ramps up. And since it seems like there's a lot of runoff coming down from whatever is up there, not only the center ravine, if you will, but also the walkway that you're on seems to have some buildup of substances on it.
If I did have prestidigitation, I could cast it at every 10 feet.
Right.
So are you actually like janitoring
No,
across
I
this-
don't have prestidigitation.
Oh.
Saying if I did. If I did, we would have slow progress because I'm like, no. I cast Pledge. I cast Pine Salt. In the name.
Cast in
autoclave.
Jesus Christ. You pull out a bottle of Clorox and it's like, haha.
Doctor Strange.
For some reason you
I
fold.
summon the streams of.
Mr. Dr. Clean.
Oh my god, this is fucking dumb. I love it. Yeah, and if you guys are going to continue to use like the catwalks that you're on, there's actually like a lot kind of interspersed throughout this, and it's kind of difficult to step uphill and over this because it's kind of making this surface very slippery. So I'm going to need you guys that are still going on the catwalk to make an, I guess, acrobatics check in order to get up this.
That's just gonna be in. Yeah, it's just gonna be dexterity.
Yeah, I don't think acrobatics. Oh, it is.
Yeah, acrobatics is totally a check.
It's right there.
It is, but he's a heavy armor fighter and I'm a sorcerer. Those are not trained.
17.
Okay.
19.
13.
Okay.
Falling it.
You guys all start trying to trudging your way up this, and like at this point, you're actually like kind of doing that thing where like your shoes are getting in this muck, and then it kind of there's a little bit of give when you're putting your foot in and out.
Tall boots on me.
Tall
so
boots, like
that's good.
you're just like thank God for galoshes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Rope
and,
and boots are both going to the expense account.
you're actually making a business expense.
I've marked what we've killed already to tell him. To tell the racist guy. Christ.
Racist guy.
All I've got written down for him is racist.
I have
He
his
made fun of the
balding.
elf name.
I like how you probably don't even know his name. You're just like, hello, Captain Racist.
I have his
Captain
name,
Henry Price.
and he's a portly, baldy middle manager.
Yes. But anyway, you guys all trudge your way through this disgusting stuff, and you actually like almost slip for a moment and then kind of catch yourself, thank God, before you go face first
So,
into this quite
I have
literal
a-
shit.
I do have a staff.
Since we're heading upwards, does it feel like the area in the city is fairly flat? Does it feel like we at this point have gone up enough to be getting close to the surface?
Let me put it this way: you drop down
About 40 feet.
about 15 or so feet, and then another 30 feet. So you're about 45 feet ish down.
Okay.
Have you gone up enough to be right at like 45 feet more higher up? No, but you are getting closer to the surface, obviously, but not quite there yet.
Okay.
However, you do make your way up here, and first thing that you notice as you kind of trudge your way through this, and the catwalks, for lack of a better term on the other side, sort of get cleaner again and easier to traverse, is the smell that hits you. You all get assaulted with a strong smell of methane as you're making your way through here.
No.
And as you guys head a little further in, you also see not like the debris that was like blocking the flow of water in the center, but you see some sort of built mounds on the opposite catwalk from you guys, probably about 15 feet or so further down, and then the corridor just kind of keeps going further than 60 feet, so you guys can't really see like the end of this corridor at the moment.
Okay. Hold on, I might be able to make that easier. Give me a second.
Hack the rock.
I mean, I was about to do something similar.
Yeah, I just want to see if. Oh, they said you were going to go through the house, so no, she's probably not back yet. Oh, actually, hot damn, I think she just got here.
Okay, I'm going to cast the light cantrip. Oh, I have to touch an object to do it. Never mind.
That's
So
the
might
rock.
as well the rock. Okay. I thought I was able to just like cast it forward.
Cast the rock forward.
I mean, you realize if I throw this, we're probably going to lose it in the muck unless you want to pick it up.
I can
right?
cast it again.
Okay. Cool. I throw the rock as far forward as I can.
Okay, just not at anything, just as far forward as possible.
But I'm trying to see what's ahead of
Yeah,
us.
you're trying to increase your range.
Yes.
Just making sure. Cool. So make a ranged attack throw, I guess.
I mean, I'm not trying to hit anything specific, but
Okay.
it's more like strength.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm trying to figure out like how far you're throwing this. So maybe a strength check then.
Yeah, try to throw it as far as I can.
Sure.
12.
Okay. So you probably throw this rock, which I don't know, like let's say this rock's probably like a good 2 or 3 pounds. You throw this rock probably like a good 30 to 40 feet down. So not further than you could already see, but using this light, you are able to see probably like 20 feet or so further more. And you do see that there's a wall coming up where it looks like there's a branching path, but you can't discern much else from here because that is like 80 feet or so away from you. It's hard to see that far in general.
That was worth a try.
But that's basically nothing else of note aside from there's an end to that hallway that you get from this. What's up?
80 feet is hard to see, huh? How far away is the other side of the road?
In the darkness?
Which we just threw a lit rock.
Yeah, true.
Well, it's more like you could see like a wide expanse for 80 feet, but like looking down like a narrow tunnel, you're not gonna like discern a lot of detail. I feel.
Fair
That's what I get.
But we don't see anything that, when you said built up mound, I was afraid you meant a built mound.
Oh well, I mean, I didn't get into like man-made or naturally made, so I guess
Sort
that's
of both, I guess.
Oh.
I hate it. I fucking hate it. All right. So
You're
yeah,
the one who put us in the sewers.
yeah. That I walked into that. Cool.
No,
So,
we walked through it.
all 3 of you can get out. All right. You chuck a rock.
I guess we keep heading forward, and I pick up the rock when we get up to it.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to make a
Hand it to him.
Okay. So you're walking forward. I'm gonna need you to make a perception check.
Okay.
Give me seconds. What is my...
Perception is... +2. 18.
18. Okay. So you guys march your way forward to retrieve the rock that you just chucked.
We're
And
just marching. That's the only way to go right now.
okay. And so as you guys are marching forward, this mound that I mentioned suddenly starts to sort of rumble, and leaping out of this mound, you see 2 sort of shapes lurch out towards you guys, and this is going to be a roll initiative moment.
Oh my god.
If only someone hadn't decided to blast a fucking Kamehameha on a lock followed by shield bashing it, you might not have alerted something.
Was significantly orders of magnitude higher than what I actually did.
Listen, I didn't say it was a Goku Kamehameha, it could be a Yamcha one.
It wasn't even Goku's first one, where all I did was blow a tire off a car.
Yes, it was more of that time that Piccolo tried it just to see if he could do it.
And me that time.
Yamcha?
22.
22.
I rolled a natural 20.
Hot damn, okay.
17 for
You
me.
guys figuring that out? I'm gonna use the restroom.
14.
17 for Luna. 14 for Necklace. One thing I don't like about the so is it just a proficiency bonus that you add to initiative?
No, it's your dexterity bonus. Certain classes, such as rogues, can get their initiative bonus to
Okay, okay.
their proficiency.
I'm so
bonus.
used to stat blocks having something that says initiative and it's not in 5e, so okay. Alright.
That would be useful, yes, for monster blocks.
It really would.
It smells like methane, right?
That's like the first thing you noticed when you came up that ramp is like just total reeking of methane, yes.
Oh no. All my second level spells do fire damage. That's interesting.
Alright, so
Methane.
So we've rolled initiative, and yeah, basically now that the movement's like not so fast, you guys are able to kind of discern what's going on. Is there were some mounds kind of littered around the other side of the catwalk, and so that's about what, like 10, 12 feet across from you guys, and you see jump out two crouching were-rats that are staring at you guys. And so top of the order, Vincent, you have two were-rats about 12-ish feet away from you.
So,
Like if you wanted to get to them in melee range, like you would have to either jump across or go down a ravine and back up.
okay. What do they look armed with?
They have, that's an excellent question. So it looks like one has a short sword and the other has a very crude crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's like no like armor, it's just them and fur and claws and stuff.
Yeah, but they're smart enough to use weapons.
They're just horrible little rat men.
Okay. Were-rats implies that there's a human in there somewhere.
Yeah, they're rat men.
Yeah.
Rat people, rat folk.
And right now, Justin's not liking where I'm going with this. Stop! We don't want to hurt you.
I fucking knew this was coming. All right. So make a persuasion or diplomacy check. It's probably persuasion.
Yeah, it would be.
To do what?
Well, make them not attack us unless.
Oh, okay, you're trying to parlay.
I'm trying to keep this from escalating to violence because we've already followed Gelatinous Cube.
Oh, I was totally, like, I was already at violence. You didn't de-escalate me. Because they're gonna be like, "Rah!" Pow!
14. I rolled a 7.
Are you just like, halt?
Basically, I said, stop! Wait, we don't want to hurt you.
Okay. So just a moment here.
I'm just carrying around a skull with my fingers for the ice on it.
I forgot you have that.
Come on, put in your pack like a decent person. Oh wait, are you a high elf or a wild elf?
I'm a wood elf.
Oh, wood elf, yeah. Okay, so no, yeah, that's normal then. I would say like a civilized person, but no, you're a wood elf.
Okay. So you said 14?
Yeah.
Okay. So one just kind of does like a very feral snarl or hiss at you, and the other says, "Hourton, go home."
We're not against doing that. We just need to know what's on the other side of their den. What's on the what's through the further into the tunnel?
Okay.
It's talking back.
It is. I'm curious how long we should talk before we do another check. So I'm just trying to figure out what the response to be. Should bear with me.
Yeah.
So this were-rat says, we don't speak of it. We stay away from it. It stay away from us.
Do you want help with that?
We want.
How would you like more
So-
space?
More space. How?
More space to expand into.
And you go home. No, come here.
Well, we would have to discuss that further. Right now, I just want to make sure we're not going to be killing each other.
You go, no kill. You go take care of it. Stay out, no kill.
What is it?
Me not know.
Is there someone higher up I need to be talking to?
Or speak to your manager.
Why is that the third time this has come up? No, he's definitely a paladin.
So you're just like, what is it? Not know.
I know, I asked, is
anyone-
there someone higher up I could be talking to?
It
Big
just-
rat!
Chief
It-
Rat.
Yeah.
Rat King.
It just us. Those who go there, no come back. Not know what is.
Okay. And you've never seen it. And it's
I-
through your village.
No village, just tunnel. No, me no see, but me see, meet me here, friend scream.
expect more out of him.
No,
It's like talking to some 5-year-olds.
Do I understand any of this? Just,
Oh, true.
We're
Isn't it?
speaking common, I
Like-
assume.
Maybe.
Like,
Where
yeah.
rats were people.
so yeah, and like, yes, I don't know why you're shocked that it doesn't speak fluently. You may be shocked by this, but rats are kind of fucking dumb.
Were rats, but lycanthropic forms are usually already diminished capacity.
Yeah.
No one thinks werewolves have
I mean,
particularly great.
I'm not surprised it's talking back to me. You guys are the ones who seem to be surprised that I'm talking to it.
I'm surprised that that you did not just put a sword in at step 1.
I want to ask it if it's seen any humans or any non-rats or monsters come through here. Through the sewers.
Humans, no. Just rats. Strange thing. Where you come from.
Oh, we
and
killed that.
Or, yeah, this guy didn't make it though.
Um,
I'm gonna wave the skull.
like, I'm just curious, like, are you trying to intimidate it, or
No,
just...
I'm just kind of like
Just in passing. Oh, yeah, he didn't make it though.
Yeah, I have my finger through it. I'm holding it through its eyes, the eye socket, and just waved it.
Like, this kind of alarms this were-rat a little bit. Like, at first it seemed relieved.
I put my
Now it's
hand-
back to
I
scared.
put my hand on the skull and slowly push her hand down. Like, no.
Let me do the talking.
No, we killed that back the way we came.
Okay. So the were-rat says,
Make deal. Go kill it.
We
No,
killed it.
no, he points behind them.
Got it.
He says, go kill it. No come back. We no fight.
Well, we're gonna have to come back through at some point to get back to our home,
But
which I'm sure you understand.
but then no come back.
You have to understand, we're looking for possible routes through here in case escape is needed from the city above. There are things going down. There are very bad people that would be very, very bad for your people coming to this area.
Tell you what, since like you're trying to bring external affairs, I guess, to them, why don't we try and do another persuasion check on that?
14 again.
Okay, so I'm going to say, since you're trying to bring affairs that aren't directly related to this rat, that it probably has to be like a but just let's be
No, I
honest.
know.
Does this thing fucking understand that? Probably not.
No.
Like full disclosure, like most of them can't even speak when in like lycanthropic form. The fact that you got one is actually kind of shocking. So anyway, what I was gonna say is the check to, I guess, get it to agree to this is probably a little higher,
Mhm.
and in which case, this were-rat snarls at you and says,
City me no care about city. Me care about tunnel. Home, den. Nothing else.
Understood.
I like it.
Finally, someone who speaks English.
By the way, do you have a name?
Don't let me panic, write a name down. You know
I
what?
was like, by the way, She's like, do you have a name?
So I guess I'll just fucking make one up on the spot.
My name Dennis.
Dennis, my name is Vincent. We understand you only care about your den. But if you help us, you can have more den.
Help out.
Let us through. Let us come back through. And if we need to bring people here, you would help protect them as they go through. They would not bother you in any way, but you would provide protection from them on anything that might be chasing them.
I'll be honest, like you're giving a very complex idea to this were-rat.
I know.
So it scratches its head for a moment, looks down and kind of ponders on this, and says,
So we no fight.
and like he's like counting on his paw at this point.
We no fight.
Correct.
You killed it.
Do our best.
You leave. We protect more den for rat.
And if we need to bring people through here, you would help us do that.
And get more den.
Yes. Because if we're needing to leave the city, we obviously have no need for it.
okay.
Trying to sell this asshole the city.
I mean,
Let's go kill it and then continue negotiations.
So I'm imagining that neither of you guys can speak were-rat, and so
neither
these.
can I. I'm assuming it's speaking common.
Well, like it was speaking common to you, but the other one like is not even capable of that.
Got it.
And so like these two like kind of like chitter and snarl at each other for a little bit, and it seems like the conversation even gets a little heated from what you guys can tell.
What language are they speaking?
So they would be speaking like Underling, but that's not really one I think you guys would know for any reason.
I know Abyssal.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help you, Chief.
What do you know
Strangely
Abyssal
enough,
for?
they're not demons.
I'm an ASMR.
Yes! Why do you know
Yes, that's celestial.
Well, yeah. I know Abyssal.
Why wouldn't I know Inferno? I am an angel after all.
I mean, given my job, it would make sense for me to be able to read what demons are writing.
I mean, it's fair. But anyway, so after a bit of a heated exchange between the two of them, like the one with the crossbow that doesn't spoken to you guys nods, and the one with the short sword says,
Okay, deal. You pass, kill it. We get more 10, and we let you pass no fight today and protect.
Excellent.
all right.
Would you like to send any help with us to kill it?
No.
Rude. You just didn't want to spin up another NPC to pull into the fight.
Huh?
You just didn't want to spin up another NPC to pull into the fight.
Oh, well, like, I already had, like, 2 right here, but I think it's very fair that they are not interested.
Like, their whole thing is we
No, I know. I'm kidding.
fucking boogeyman.
Okay, and let's head through.
Okay, so, these two, like, kind of scurry, like, dig back into their mounds and their dens that they had on the opposite catwalk, and surprisingly, you guys are allowed to get past. And so, yeah, then you go and pick up your rock.
Oh, right, the rock.
Oh, yes, the rock, the most important thing in this whole expedition.
I'm
And
surprised they didn't ask for it. Shiny rock.
I mean, it's like they calling a light bulb shiny.
I mean, if you live somewhere where you never see something like that, that's probably pretty impressive.
I guess.
But yeah, you pick up the rock and you get towards the end of this catacomb, and as I mentioned before, it kind of branches left or right, and it looks like they both kind of then turn and go straight in their respective directions. So basically, first you're going to choose left or right.
Hey, Dennis, left or right?
You don't hear a response.
Dennis!
Okay, your responses just get louder.
Do you want us to kill it or not? Where is it?
Me not know. Always moves.
Great.
Well, when in doubt, left.
Sure.
Miranda does always say left is lucky.
Always stay the left-hand wall in a maze.
Exactly.
I had a book of mazes as a kid, and like there's always like a key, like literally a physical key in the picture to tell you like what's the important part about it. And one of them was like it was literally hanging around a statue of Karl Marx to say left when you can, right when you have to. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I was 10. Why was I supposed to know that?
That seems like odd political commentary.
Yes.
Huh. Alright, so left?
Sure, let's go
Okay.
left.
Alright. No, I mean left, sorry. So you guys head left.
There's the door.
But I live here.
Not anymore, you don't.
Oh, damn it. And so yeah, you guys head left, and immediately it kind of it turns to the right, and there's a marginal incline, but not near as steep as you guys climbed before. But what you notice is an actual source of light ahead of you guys.
Hide the rock.
You
Okay,
hide the rock.
Yeah, so it's no longer producing light.
Okay. So I guess the moment you see a source of light, you're just going to just shove that in your satchel.
So they probably don't. So they don't see a light coming down
Well,
the tunnel.
what I was getting ready to say was, it is the light of the moon.
Guys, the moon is in the sewers.
That's rough, buddy. But yeah, like towards like way down, and since there's like kind of moonlight coming from the opposite direction, you guys can see a little further than normal. Is another grate, but this one actually looks like to lead out of the sewers or catacombs. And there's a sort of a large chamber that this opens into, and this one is just covered in like vines that have kind of grown through the grates and made their ways into this the sewer catacomb entrance, as well as like you do see like a few various deteriorated or decomposed were-rat corpses kind of littered along the walls, and yeah, that's what you guys see as you kind of make your way towards this chamber.
When I see those corpses, I'm going to slow down and start walking very cautiously and keeping an eye out for whatever killed them.
Okay.
Ranger, is there anything in the room?
Yeah, I am going to look around and see if I can spot anything.
I'm going to look out and then I'm going to say yes or no in the DM's voice.
That is a 22.
Hot damn.
What do your elf eyes see?
You can't fight, but you can see. Hot damn.
Who
Look
told
out for
you she
danger.
can't fight? She was constantly dealing max damage with arrows.
I mean, 9, but compared to you guys, but yes.
But she did it like 3 times.
She did. That's fair. But
She did almost as much damage as I did.
that's fair. So anyway, yeah. So with a 22, I'll go ahead and say right now, you see amongst the decomposed corpses of these were-rats, there's also like these dirt mounds that seem to be sort of like dug up, and most of them look like they were probably like those dens that you saw being dug back in that previous corridor. What catches your eye is amongst one of those mounds, you see some sort of like tube or tendril or something that's sticking out of one of those mounds.
Okay, point it out to the rest of them.
Okay.
Be like, I'm not gonna go any closer than this until I know what that is.
Okay. And so, yeah, Elena points out that one of the mounds has some sort of thing sticking out of the top of this mound.
You think you can hit it?
I can try. That's the route we would go.
Vincent's just like, oh boy, science.
I got the rock.
It was in that one.
Oh, it's a shame I don't have my my critical failure dice yet. So what were you like? Were you trying to like shoot it with a bow?
Yeah.
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 just fucking miss it by a green line. And, like, actually, as a matter of fact, since you were like towards the back, you actually like. It actually like kind of pings off your helmet for a moment. And like so this metallic clang just rings down the hall.
Ah.
And as a matter of fact, when the clang of that arrow pinging off of his helmet happens, you see that tendril just go back into that mound.
Oh shit.
I hand you the rock. More science.
This is so goddamn dumb.
They say, do you have anything that can like unlock a mound?
I firebolt the mound.
Shoot with fire.
Oh god.
Isn't it like methane in here? It's not gonna like.
Yeah, are we still smelling methane before I say it?
I committed to the action.
Well, okay, 1, he did commit to the action, but 2, I will go ahead and say, as you guys headed further in, that smell sort of dissipates.
Okay.
I wouldn't have said that if I was still smelling methane.
I'm just gonna.
Too bad.
Hopefully it's not
I
loud.
still commit to it.
You wouldn't have done it if I hadn't said it.
No, I was actually like, do I want to just go in on it? Like, should I just? I know you were right because I was probably gonna huck the rock until you said it. But apparently, I'm very easy to prompt into firebolting things.
Well, yes. You're a sorcerer.
So the game Neverwinter Nights.
Oh yeah.
You played?
Oh yeah.
I remember, like, I didn't have anyone else who played it, so I just played the solo campaign, and I didn't realize it was just one character.
Oh, it's open or whatever that thief's voice bark was whenever you unlocked a chest.
See, I went sorcerer because I couldn't unlock things, so I just fireballed the room, and the chest was just gone, and all the
Well, you could get a companion who was a
I
thief
could.
who could unlock things.
no, I got a fighter who would, tank for me.
Oh, okay.
But it's still just a case of like I'm just gonna fireball the room, and everything
Thank you.
did not damage the contents of the chest.
No, it works. If it
That's
works,
How
it
I
works.
unlock things.
So, yeah, you committed to the fireball. Alright.
Into the fireball.
Firebolt. I want to be very
Yeah.
specific about that.
Oh, sorry, fireball would be stupid.
Oh, that's not good. That's an 8.
Could be an outline. So.
Yeah, okay. So, and you're blasting it like at that mound.
Yes.
Okay, so you missed it by a country mile. However, I think this is enough to alert whatever it was.
That's what I was trying to do.
And basically,
We're still quite a bit back from it at this point.
Little aggro.
yeah. And so, we're gonna go ahead and start initiative, and you guys are about, hang on a second. You guys are probably like a good 30, 35 feet away from this
I
thing.
assume we were much further away than that.
Well, I mean, what's your firebolt range?
120.
Okay, that's fair.
Our bow range is like 150.
Yes, that's fair, but I mean the corridor literally wasn't quite that long.
Wow.
But what I was going to get at is, one, that's about how far you guys are from this mound, but you see kind of unburying itself from this mound. I don't even, we can do a knowledge check to see if any of you guys are even aware of what this is, but it becomes kind of clear to you guys why the were-rat may have not known what it was. And the reason is you see coming up out of this mound and facing you on all fours with this massive head that's probably it almost looks like it unhinged its jaw like a snake, and it's just this gaping maw of razor sharp teeth, and it has 2 tentacles with those same teeth jagging out of the ends of it. And then towards the back was the tentacle you guys saw sticking out of that mound, which has 3 eyeballs that are protruding out of it. And it snarls and snaps these teeth, both in its maw and in its tentacles, at the 3 of you.
I have
And
no
if
idea.
you want to do a check, I can have you guys see if you know what it is.
Well, I mean, does it look like something that would be otherworldly?
I mean, it's got 3 eyeballs for a tail.
This is also Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
You guys did just talk to a were-rat.
And that is, at the end of the day, a very
What kind of-
rat-like man. And I've seen Steve Buscemi. I know that's a thing.
What sort of check am I doing?
So I guess it's probably going to be a knowledge check. Let me see if there's a better one
There
for
is
you.
There's history, there's insight, there's arcana.
Arcana if it's supernatural.
There's
nature if it's
investigation.
natural.
So, I guess in you're right, sorry about that. So I guess in this case, that's probably going to be let's go with a nature check.
I guess to determine whether or not it's natural, and if so, what it is.
Hey, Ranger, can you do a nature check?
I think she's actually playing with her phone while this is
No,
going
I
to
don't
ding
think that's
itself
quite
out.
happening.
Just 1 minute. Reception down here is awful.
I'm just
Getting
thinking
us on
Ranger.
Teenage Warhead again.
Nature sounds reasonable.
20 total.
Okay. And
0 total.
okay. So,
Complete opposite.
yeah, no fucking kidding.
I
So
rolled
you
a
take
1 knife neck and a
you
one.
take a look at this and go, what the hell is that? And you take one look and go, well, that ain't natural. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's an aberration creature.
Oh,
Cool.
shit.
In fact,
Which
I'll
is
go ahead and say,
weird.
what?
My training, you think, would have covered
Yes!
something like that.
You would!
You would think that.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? But in fact, with a 21,
20 total.
20, with a 20, I'll go ahead and tell you, not only do you know this isn't natural and it's probably an aberrated creature.
Shifting in the voice.
Yeah, I suddenly start speaking Mongolian throat singing. But no, you may have actually even heard of this through historical tomes or oral tales, that this is a otherworldly creature called an Ultyug. That is actually its name, Ultyug.
You said it's an aberration?
Yes.
I could have sensed that. I have skills.
Well, I can't do your skill checks for you.
Okay.
But yeah, this thing is definitely not of this world. But with that, let's roll initiative.
I did.
Yeah.
16.
Right. Yeah, I need to do that.
That's the thing.
9.
Okay, cool.
checks this time, huh?
Nope.
Okay, I heard Helena say 16.
You said 9 and 4.
Hey, we're going around the table the other way this time.
Hey!
I totally blanked your name for a second. Acros. Cool.
Cool. So, the first in the order is going to be the Altyug. And assuming we're keeping the same marching order, I guess it's basically just going to barrel straight at you guys. And so it's going to be it's going to be about 5 feet or so from you, considering its speed. And it is going to use its multi-attack.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those things have like wacky wing inflatable.
Yeah.
It's just like, you won't believe the sails we have down here. Alright, so first it's going to roll to attack with its bite. Which I don't know if you've seen, like, if you guys have the ability to look up like an Altyug,
How
but
do you spell that? I'm trying to.
OTYUGH.
its mouth is fucking terrifying. So first it's going to try to attack with its bite. Does a 17 hit, Vincent?
No.
Okay. So its next 2 attacks are with tentacles.
Well, that thing.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like Biolante, but not Godzilla themed.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, one of those tentacles is going to be a miss. The other rolled a 20, which I'm going to assume hits.
Barely.
I mean, you are a paladin, it makes sense, I guess. So you're actually able to lurch back and dodge like its bite barely. One of the whips just kind of like smacks the wall, but the other actually is able to kind of get a hit on you. Let's roll for damage. That is going to be. Alright, so one of those tentacles hits you like right across the shoulder, and it sort of like folds so that the teeth close in on your shoulder, and it rakes across your shoulder for 12 damage. I just plugged that fridge back in. Talk to someone about that, sorry.
So it turns out, back in the 90s, they actually sold D&D brand toys.
Oh my god, why would you do that?
Yeah.
That is fucking terrifying! They have it, if you guys can Google it, Altyug, O-T-Y-U-G-H, they made that into a kid's toy, and it's every bit as scary as you think.
It's like a rubber chicken from Stranger Things.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. Alright, so yeah, it rakes you across the shoulder for 12 damage, Vincent. That is going to be... What's that?
That would have killed me if it hit me. It
Um,
would be down, but
Oh, actually, and you're a medium-sized creature, so I forgot one additional thing with its tentacles. You're going to need to do a strength check to avoid being grappled.
11.
That is not going to cut it. So it actually rakes you across the shoulder and kind of like pins you up against the wall, and you can kind of feel the tentacle trying to like wrap itself more around you to restrain you. That's the end of its turn. Next in the order is Elena.
okay. I am going to take a shot at one of the tentacles. And that is 22 to hit.
Where were these rolls when you were making your character? Yeah, 22 is gonna fucking hit. I'm not eating as
And max damage is 9.
That's your 3rd time in a row doing that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, not in
Damn.
a row, but close
Still.
enough. And I also back up like 15 feet.
We might beat this thing. You won't.
We.
I bet I'm faster than you.
You like to think that, wouldn't you?
You know what they say? You don't have to outrun the bear. You should outrun the slowest person in the group. And I can Chilling Ray you.
I can fly.
I'll throw the skull seal trip.
I'm loving this alliance. You guys are just like, who's the
No, we
sacrifice?
just have to get further. We just have to get past the rats.
Oh, that's valid. Shit.
All right. So you deal 9 damage to it, and do you move or anything?
Yeah, I moved back about 15 feet.
Okay, like your entire thing's just gonna be back it up, back it up, back it up. All right. Vincent,
I'm going to.
you're
So-
being hugged.
I don't know what this thing is.
Well, this is your entire career, and you're like, what the fuck?
No, but I can make it. My career means I can make a pretty educated guess that it's not from around here. It's not a local,
C's get degrees, man.
which means that I'm going to cast. Where did it go? Sorry, I just had a. It's not a spell. I think it's an action.
Oh, you put one in.
Yeah, because it gave me my nat 1.
Oh,
I'm going to abjure the extraplanar.
you have my attention. Go on.
As an action, you present your holy symbol, which in my case is on my armor,
Okay.
because it's that eye. And each aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 15.
Okay.
That's an interesting, stupid high DC.
You could probably only do it like once, right?
Once every short rest.
Well, this is probably your last spell slot too.
No, it's not a spell, it's an action.
Channel Divinity.
Yes.
Okay. So what kind of save was it?
Wisdom saving throw of 15.
Wisdom.
Okay, what happens if it fails?
Creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly end its move in a space within 30 feet of you.
All right. Well, let's find out.
So it's turn undead, but for
For lots of things.
yes.
Okay. It fails.
So it's gonna let go of me, and it's gonna run as far away from me as it can. It
Yeah.
has
So
to take the dash action.
So basically, yeah, this thing like just yelps and lets go of you. It is going to just book it right away from where it came.
Okay, which way is it going? Is it going towards the rats, or is it going towards the moonlight?
I mean, it's going to go away from you, which would be towards the moonlight.
Cool. We run. I said run, and we head the other direction.
Okay. So I guess you guys both just split.
Pretty much, yeah. It can't. It has to keep running away from me. It can't chase me.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Fast.
So are you two following him, like back where you came from?
I'm sure as hell not doing it by myself.
A minute. That's 10 rounds.
Okay.
We can move 30 feet around.
How
I can move 60 feet around.
how
if I want to.
straight is the path? The corridor back.
The corridor back, like you guys probably have like a good like 15 feet like back, and then you guys turned, and then like if you were to go back towards the rats, like that was like 100-foot corridor or something.
Okay. I also retreat and drop the rock at the curve.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I guess since we're still in combat, so we're going round by round.
It's 10 turns. It's
Oh, I know,
It's
but
terrifying.
I know. So this thing's just like screaming and like hissing like back there, and you guys just book it back where
Do
you
I
came
recognize
from.
the language? Because I know they're. Like,
don't
me
think it's got
personally, as the player,
language.
knows
Now,
their
I'm gonna
intelligence.
shock you right now. The language that Altyug speaks is Altyug.
Awesome. Okay.
Today I learned audio speak.
Like that's literally its language, and it's on the stat block.
This is me as a player. I know that like creatures can like make deals with them, that sort of thing.
Oh shit.
Vincent doesn't recognize it, so he doesn't know that.
They've updated the lore for them since.
Yeah,
They
they're
used
like,
to just be the fucking Star
like-
Wars trash
they're
monster.
like dungeon guardians now, basically.
Ah, okay.
And I think they're neutral.
I mean, most creatures are neutral, but like,
Yeah.
they were always just trash guardians. Like they're literally just the Dianoga from Star Wars,
Yeah.
but with feet. But yeah, I say we run back to the end of the long straight and get ready to.
I say we keep going until, we can't fight this thing.
You can't fight this thing. Me and the ranger can whittle it down.
It took one hit for his morale to go. I'm loving this.
It's because I know how much hit points all of us have. And I know how many hit points that thing has.
You're not supposed to.
No, I know. But, yes, it took one hit for him to realize, oh, we can't fight this.
Okay.
Discretion's the better part of valor.
All right. So yeah, as I mentioned, you guys just fucking book it in the other direction, and you drop your rock right at the turn of that corner.
Yeah, so that way we can run to the end of the pathway and look back and see it if it comes after us.
Okay. So I don't want to do 10 turns of this shit. So like, is there a stopping point that you guys do in your retreat, your tactical retreat?
120 feet away from the rock. That's our range.
See if it follows us, which
Yeah.
territorial, I don't know if it would. But again, Vincent doesn't know that.
All right. So basically, you guys spend
It's,
4-ish rounds just booking it.
At some point in this, I will cast Lay on Hands on myself.
Okay.
Spell now?
Nope, it's an action.
Yeah. Because the joke is, I just lay hands on myself.
Just start, like, you guys are just booking, and he's just running down the hall.
Well,
I know.
hold on.
Doing the manly wound carry.
Okay, I put myself back up to full speed.
Guys, we can do a short rest in about 30 seconds.
Go, suit.
Sleep, 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 sleep!
Meditate. I'm an ocean of calm.
So I guess in your sprinting back, you guys are actually like a little bit past like the mounds where the were-rats were at probably at this point.
Dennis, stay down!
Oh yeah, Dennis, stay down.
And so are you guys like taking up a defensive position here, or what are you doing?
I mean, I said we need to come back with help.
Yeah, if people are,
That thing is beyond us.
This thing's been living here long enough, though, that. Hang on.
Did it look injured in any way? I got a pretty good.
You got a very up close look at it. Did it look injured? No.
You also got a pretty up close look to that gelatinous cube, too! What? Remind me about the grape, because I remember we saw moonlight, but I didn't really understand that. So there's just like a sewer grape?
Yeah. So it was, like the grate you like push up like on a hinge or something. It was one of those flat down that you could see moonlight through. Excuse me.
either like vines have been grown.
Yeah, like there were vines that were kind of growing from outside and kind of making their way in, just because it's really a long time since that place has been in use.
We need to report back to the captain, let him know what's going on. That's our job. Our job's not to clean this place out, it was to find an exit. We found an exit.
Oh, alright. Fair. I still want to see if it chases us. Because it... Actually, I suppose I don't have a good reason to see if it chases us. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like our goal was just to tell them find a way out. We did that.
Out of character. Our fourth. You don't expect him to join us for another 2 sessions?
What he's told me is probably not until the first session in July. So yeah.
Okay, so if we do this every 2 weeks, then yeah.
Correct.
Okay, alright, yeah, let's book it.
As we're going back, Dennis, keep your head down.
Okay. You don't hear a response, but you think you hear the sound of digging intensify behind you.
Awesome. Fucking humans. Alright.
And yeah, so I imagine like you guys just keep booking it then.
Yeah, let's
And-
get up the ladder.
Alright.
It probably can't go up the
Like I
ladder.
can climb a ladder.
Yeah.
All right. And so I would imagine probably like a minute passes before, like by the time you guys are about to reach the ladder, because you guys still have to go like through the room with the gelatinous cube and everything,
Yeah.
down the ramps and all that. And yeah, you like it's distant, but you hear a very angry screech when the effects of this thing end. You don't hear much of a response after that, but I imagine you guys are still at this point
Yeah.
booking it out of there.
Yes.
Okay. And so yeah, guess you guys just climb up the ladder and leave. Like, is that what we're doing right now?
I think so.
Let's go. Let's bust down that other locked door while we're up here.
Why? What if there's another one behind that door?
Then we better fucking tell them there's two of them.
That's a good point.
It's just like that might be the smartest thing said all night.
I'm gonna bring up with that.
Yeah. All right. So let's
I
bust
keep
down.
a watch down the tunnel we just ran down to see if that thing's coming after us.
Okay.
Well, we ran back through the gelatinous cube room. We went up the ladder.
I'm still watching down the ladder just in case the thing
Okay, down
manages
the
to
ladder,
grow. Again, I don't know what it is, so in case it manages to grow wings.
I got it. Or it just uses the tentacles to climb the ladder.
Exactly. Although, was this the good ladder or the shitty ladder that we just went up?
This was the shitty ladder.
Okay, I'm gonna kick a few of the rungs out as we're. I send them up first, and I'm gonna kick a few of the rungs out. Just
Okay.
enough to make anything following us have issues.
Okay. So yeah, you guys make your way back up the shitty ladder, which was the longer one of the two, and yeah, you kick a few rungs out, and
Not enough to inconvenience a human, but enough to inconvenience something using tentacles and hooved feet or whatever that thing had.
so you guys, a reminder, you guys had like a minute head start on this thing.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're just gonna like sit around and wait, like you do start to hear like the thundering of footsteps charging
Okay,
down
no.
like that where you came from.
Do we not have time to worry about the door? We need to go. What's coming?
But can it get up this? Wait, no. If it starts to come up the stairs, I had to have a surprise for it. So,
What is the surprise?
flaming sphere. We can just.
I was really
cook it.
hoping you were gonna say another rock.
Oh, actually, that's valid. I do cast light on a rock and chuck it down so we can see good lighting. But like,
Get some mood lighting going.
yeah, I can do dancing lights too.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Well,
Okay. We'll wait another minute, and if it does show up, I drop a flaming sphere and we book it.
got it. Works for me. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna back away from the opening and just have my longbow ready for anything that comes out of it.
Okay. Cool. So about another probably 30 seconds or so goes by, and you hear those footsteps getting louder, and lo and behold, that thing just like slams right into the wall where this this ladder was, and looks up with its like probed tentacle like eyes and starts like hissing and growling at you. In fact, it's actually gonna try to make a jump up. Like
30 feet.
I didn't say it was gonna jump 30 feet, but it's going to jump up. And let me pull up its stat block.
It's gonna jump higher than an elephant.
It actually does jump like a good 10 feet or so, but obviously this thing is not built for, nor does it probably understand ladders. And so like it probably like slaps up a tentacle like towards you, but it's still like a good like 15, 20 feet below you, but it is like trying to get up at you guys and like very furious about this.
Cool. I drop a flaming sphere on it.
Good.
All right. Does it stay there?
Well, I mean, you're kind of doing it right then and there, and it's like it probably just gets a saving throw or something, right?
At the start of its turn, if it's within 5 feet of the sphere, it makes a dex saving throw, and then takes damage based on that.
Okay, so I guess the question is, what is the movement speed of a flaming sphere?
It
That's
appears in an
100%
unoccupied space of my choice within range. Range is 60 feet.
So you're just gonna like make it appear right on top.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make it sound like, well, is he gonna decide to leave the sphere? It doesn't sound like he has a moment to choose. It sounds like he's just like, oh fuck, flames!
Fine. There will be one turn where he doesn't have a choice.
So I guess he doesn't have a choice. You're casting this.
I cast it. It is. I'm going to specifically put it the space above him because it does have to be in an unoccupied space. So I'm putting a 5-foot wide ball of fire right over his head.
I feel like this
Okay.
is equivalent of dropping an anvil on Wile E. Coyote.
Right. So he'll start his turn and make a dex save.
Okay. So I guess since no one else is really doing anything, you guys are like ready in action.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
This is the shittiest science experiment. Science.
If it
Science.
somehow manages to get up the ladder, I'm gonna divine smite it. But
No, like I'm fully with you. Like if it does start climbing, we book it.
Yeah.
But like let's see how much he cooks.
All right. So you said dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna be a 14.
Shit, he made it.
Hey.
All right, he takes 2 fire damage.
2.
Yeah.
but it's still the orb's still there.
Yes, the orb will remain for a fucking minute.
All right. So cool. So what we thought was gonna be really intimidating is more of it takes it off guard, but it doesn't seem afraid of it at the moment for any reason. And so kind of this like I don't want to say like this thing's like really intelligent, but it's going to like kind of assess this and I guess make another attempt to actually try climbing. Now mine it's probably not built for that, but it's going to make an attempt at it.
Okay.
What's happening to those metal rungs above it?
Huh?
What's happening to those metal rungs above it with the flaming sphere right there?
Well, I mean, it's probably not like flaming spheres don't melt steel beams.
It's magic, it only affects creatures.
Oh, okay.
Like, it probably makes them a little hot, but we can deal with that in a moment. Let's just see if it can climb, but it's not gonna like just melt it into goo.
Hey, Truth, can you heat metal those those handholds?
Okay, wow. Actually, it rolls an 18 on climbing. So.
There you go, Rob.
So, it kind of like jumps off the wall and kind of next to the flaming sphere, and it actually gets a couple of tentacles to latch onto this onto these bars.
I did knock some rungs out.
You did. You're correct on that. But what I wanted to say is it got enough of a check that it's actually able to. It can't get its feet on it just because it's literally not built for that. But it does have its tentacles latched onto a couple of these bars in a way that it's actually able to suspend itself and potentially pull itself up. Is what I'm getting at.
Shoot it.
And that's going to be the end of its turn. This is the fucking weirdest way to do fighting because it's climbing, but here we are. So I guess if we're going to go down the order, the next in the order now is Elena.
I'm gonna edge kind of to where I can see it, and then I'm gonna take a shot at it.
Alright.
That's a nat 20.
Alright.
Fucking sniper here.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for damage first. And remember it's 2 dice, not double whatever you roll.
Yeah, it's double dice.
That's 9.
Have you done any amount of damage but 9 this whole time?
I healed you for 7. But
Damage.
Damage, no.
Okay. Holy hell.
Extremely consistent.
Sorry, the effect for piercing literally wasn't going to work on this one, so I had to get another.
Okay.
Because it's like, it's disarmed, like it doesn't have a weapon. Let's do another.
I could make it drop the rungs.
Well, actually, I think you guys might like this one too. So, first off, 18 damage.
Rolled a 9 total.
No, yeah, total 9.
Yeah. Because I rolled a 6 and a 3.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Can't roll an 18 on 2d8.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still getting used to this method.
Yeah,
Okay,
fine.
so, so you, not only do you deal, like, a really nice hit into, like, its mouth as it's, like, snapping up at you, but, it actually, like, has so much force behind it, like, that it's still holding on with its tentacles, but now it's, like, kind of holding on backwards with its tentacles, because you actually spun it around. So basically, it's now, like, got its, like, tentacles, like, almost, like, out of socket, if you will, as it's holding itself backwards.
What's the effect?
Spun around, which means that you do, the damage you would normally do, but also that it is knocked around and flat-footed for a round.
Okay, neat.
And yeah, That's gonna be.
Spin it horizontally, so now it's going down.
If you spin it like far enough, it's almost like when you let go of a swing set and it spins back the other way.
We're doing science.
I also get the other two and I say, do we leave? Should we leave now? We need to go. It's climbing the ladder.
I think we can knock it back down.
We got one person that got one hit and is terrified. We got one person that got one hit and suddenly feels confident. You're just like, science!
I'm not terrified. I'm just cognizant of the danger.
I do have another thing up my sleeve if it gets. How far away is it right now?
It's probably about 20 feet below you, and I think there's also a flaming sphere in the mix down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
The flaming sphere is just beneath it now.
Yep.
Okay. If it gets any closer, I can hit it with a thunder wave.
Okay.
That will literally blow it back down.
Through the flaming sphere.
I had no idea this was gonna get so goddamn dumb, and I'm loving this.
Okay. It's your turn next.
And I'm not climbing down to fight it.
Oh god, no!
Actually, how many tentacles does it have?
It has two that have teeth, and then it has one that was kind of more of a sensory one with eyes on it.
Okay, but the two with teeth are holding on to.
Correct.
What's my wisdom score?
That's a very terrifying question to ask right now.
Oh, I've actually got fairly high wisdom, so I'm not going to do this stupid thing.
Which would be to climb down and start stomping on itself.
Oh my god! It's like Jaws when it's eating a boat and you just go in and decide to kick it in the nose.
Well, it's flat-footed. It wouldn't be able to bite me, but I also wouldn't be able to get away from it.
I'm not trying to metagame, but don't you have a bow?
I got a light crossbow.
Okay, just.
What are the stats on the light crossbow? Oh, I don't actually have it equipped. Apparently.
I'm so sorry about that, Greg. This is the first day it's done this.
It looks like it was here when you moved in.
It was.
Oh shit! So, I was actually supposed to close on the house 2 Fridays ago,
Oh yeah.
but the seller was buying new major appliances, and they didn't install them until last Thursday.
Amazing.
Yeah, I might as well just take a pot shot. I pull out a light crossbow, and
Okay.
It's the first attack roll that was not an auto crit.
Well, you say that, but I did just get a 19.
Yeah.
Alright. And just for the record, in case you guys don't know, flat-footed means that any dexterity bonus to their AC is not included in this. But I will tell you, 19's gonna hit.
okay.
And which one is a D8? It's this one.
Double pyramid.
Double pyramid.
D8 plus 2. Actually, it's almost as much damage as my longsword, which is weird.
Crossbows are strong, man.
It can be, yeah.
8 damage.
There you go. Okay. All right. And so this thing's like not only turned around backwards and a little probably disoriented in the moment, but also another arrow goes like a bolt goes thunk right into its head, and you kind of hear like a guttural like growl followed by almost like a gulp as it's taken off guard and hit like right in the top of the dome. Yeah, that's your turn then.
I mean, I still feel like we should leave. And I'm going to express as such.
Which is really good.
Here comes the consequence.
We're not being
Consequences of my
paid.
actions facing me right
We're
now.
not being paid to kill this.
Next in the order is Nacris.
Alright.
So first off, do we need to deal with your flaming sphere?
On my turn, I can move the flaming sphere as a bonus action.
Cool.
So yeah, I will just have this flaming sphere move. Oh, actually, wait. First, I will cast magic missile.
Into darkness.
No, he's
say, like, probably for like an otherworldly creature and seeing this raging inferno below it as you see claw tentacles coming up at you, probably has to be a pretty spooky sight.
Oh god, this is metal as fuck.
This is not the scariest thing I've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure Gandalf should be telling us to fly.
Hi, yes.
Oh, that's cute. You think you're Gandalf?
Well, you sure as hell aren't.
God, no!
He's more of the fool of a took.
Yeah.
Man, you are lucky if you're getting Radagast out of me.
I thought she was the one who loved animals.
We talk to animals.
Okay, fine. You're lucky if you're gonna get,
Saruman.
Bombadil.
Yeah, so yeah, you should be Tom Bombadil.
Okay.
Like, they literally don't give him the ring because they don't know if he'll give a fuck. Chad Tom Bombadil is immune to ring, never explains.
Alright, that is 9 damage.
Okay, with magic missile, there's no saving throw on those, right?
Yeah,
I
it
figured.
is guaranteed damage.
I figured that was the case. Cool. All right, and so yeah, you pelt the top of this thing with magic missile, and yeah, you
The flaming sphere.
And then I move the flaming sphere above it.
I just like how it goes. And it goes right back up. All right, so do I roll to save or what's going on?
Is it now the Audiox turn? The thing?
The octopus.
Yeah.
The octopus. What now?
It's on the creature's turn. It makes the save to take damage. No actual damage is done on my turn.
Okay. Well, guess what? Next in the order is the Omu. So what am I doing?
You're rolling another dexterity save.
Okay. That's gonna be an 18.
Shit.
Yeah, right.
Alright, that is actually 3 damage.
Okie. And so I guess it's going to continue trying to climb, and you're right. Some rungs are missing, but it's still going to attempt it.
Yeah.
And so let's first off do a climb check and see how it does.
Natural one, natural one, natural one.
Nat 20.
When we include bonuses, that is an 18.
How does the thing have bonuses to climb?
Strength.
Actually, he's right.
Turns out when you're a giant monster made out of muscle and teeth, the muscle helps.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So-
I yield. I will pop Thunderwave on my turn and we'll book it.
Okay. So and when we go into climbing speed, you guys are about 20 feet above it. And it is at the end of its turn, right fucking below you guys. Like if it were to have a little bit more of an action, it could probably lurch forward and try to fight one of you. And that's where we're gonna end its turn.
Doesn't it have to recover from being flat-footed?
So it's being flat-footed isn't really like that it's knocked on its feet. It's more considered how easy it is to hit. So its AC for one round was lowered.
Okay.
And that's over, by the way. But yeah, that's flat-footed is. Let's say, for example, I was up behind you with a club in my hand, and you didn't have a chance to dodge, and I
Yeah.
conked you in the head. You were flat on your feet.
That makes sense.
So yeah, its turn ends, and it is right surprisingly at the top of that ladder with you guys.
Didn't get disadvantage from having to negotiate all the rungs I knocked out?
I mean, I feel like it was fair to raise the DC on it, but even so, it got an 18, and it's a ladder. Even with some rungs missing, like an 18's pretty good, especially in
But if
5th
you roll
edition.
an 18 and a 2, that's why disadvantage would have.
I mean, that's fair. Maybe that's something we should have discussed beforehand. That's
When
kinda
to apply
hard.
disadvantage is I'm not as familiar with it.
That's the problem. That's one of those things you kind of have to communicate or a house rule.
Yeah.
And I apologize, that's something that we communicated, so I figured just raising the DC was a fair thing to do. But here we are. I will say that next in the order is Elena. You're
Yeah, I'm
free to do
gonna
whatever you
haul
want.
Right towards the exit.
Nope.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm running towards the exit. So.
Yeah, it's not my turn, it's your turn.
No, we're going in around
So-
the table.
So just to make sure, are you using like just the standard movement, or are you dashing and doubling it?
I'm dashing.
Okay.
I have 35 movement, so I'm gonna
So yeah, you just book it 70 feet away. Okay. Next in the order is going to be
Okay. Out of curiosity, is it actually within melee range or is it outside of melee range?
Like, you could hit it with a melee attack right now.
Okay.
We should run, we should run. Is it in melee range?
Meanwhile, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're like,
End of session 1. Elena's the only one who's at reroll.
I'm trying to remember the name of the guy from Hangover, where he's just like, "So long, gay boys," and he just books it.
What's for long rest? It's not
This is
action. Okay. I thought it was a bonus action. Never
I'm
mind.
glad you like it. Feels like water spice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run too.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm
What's your
gonna-
movement?
That's an excellent question. I want to say 30, but let me double check that.
If you're wearing heavy armor, it should have been modified.
I think heavy armor only affects my stealth.
Also, I think he has chainmail, which I don't think is considered heavy armor.
Where is move speed on here?
Should be near the top.
I think, but
I don't know your app. Sorry.
yeah. Where is move speed on?
Mine's the top of my.
Is that the app? Or no, that's just the webpage.
She and I are using the same.
Yeah, but there is an actual app for D&D Beyond that runs a lot
smoother,
easier.
probably.
Yeah, much less loading.
It's just on my ability saves and senses.
Yeah, for some reason that page isn't loading for me. There we go. That's my actions.
No, I saw it.
Yeah,
30 feet.
yeah, 30 feet. It's under my actions. Walking 30 feet.
Okay. So, and you're gonna dash to make it 60 feet.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Well,
So you book it 60 feet. Are you still gonna do your thunderclap, or are you booking it?
I am still gonna thunder wave.
Oh my god, this is good.
All right.
All right.
I
So
make-
now forefront of the battlefield is the sorcerer.
It makes a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Um, My DC is higher than 10,
Okay.
so it takes 2d8 thunder damage and goes 10 feet straight the fuck down.
I love it.
And I assume that
It's actually going 30 feet down because you just knocked off the ladder.
yeah, I assume that if I force move it down, it's not climbing fast.
Yeah, we'll address that. Let's do this damage first. I'm
Nine,
loving this.
nine thunder damage.
9 thunder damage, and you're right. 10 feet down. Guess what? Its tentacles are not 10 feet long. Suddenly, it's not holding on to that ladder anymore. It is
Back
1d.
with the flaming spear.
It is 1d6 of damage per 10 feet of falling. It's falling 30 feet. Okay. 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 And how much damage did you do?
Total of 9.
Okay, so it's going to take 17 points of damage as it gets just blasted right in the face and goes careening down through the flaming sphere, I might add. But
Yep.
but I guess it's not its turn, so it doesn't do a check for that. But still,
Yeah, I didn't start next to the flaming sphere. Well,
Bonus
yeah,
action,
sounds
drop the flaming spear.
Yes!
yeah. So like it just goes, "Arr!" and it's like blasted straight down, and then the sphere comes down on it again.
Yes.
This sphere.
Yes.
I'm loving this shit. Okay, and I do a dexterity save. You said right?
Yes.
Okay.
Make a dex save.
I fucking love this. It's a 4.
Oh! Oh, yes. And I'm
I'm
gonna
doing
roll.
full damage.
Man, it was doing really well for a while.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous here.
At some point, this thing has to, consider maybe whatever it's trying to do is not worth it.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it got a lot of opportunity for that.
Yeah, right?
6 fire damage.
Cool. All right.
And I could have spent a movement action to get away, but nah, I wanted to see it hit.
Yeah, so the last thing you see as it hits the bottom and it kind of like it gets the wind knocked out of it, and then just it gets absorbed in the fire. Like you see tentacles flailing out of the fire. This thing's not having a good day. And that's gonna be the end of your turn. So.
No. The fire damage happened at the start of its turn.
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
My bad. So that
So
was
I
the
like I
start of its turn, and then
just my movement step and just be like,
so
"Ah!"
it's like currently kind of on fire and trying to regain its bearings, and it kind of flips back over onto its legs. And yeah, you're kind of right. It doesn't see today as a good day to die, and it's fucking terrifying. It's gonna book it back down where it came from.
Chase it off, guys.
Walk back and nice.
I never doubted you.
I thought you were gonna be like, clap, shut
So,
up.
no.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
as we look at that, I go, does anyone have any idea what that was?
Bad.
Correct. What about you?
No.
Wasn't the answer to that yes? Are you lying to me?
Okay, so I will leave it to a house rule here. You guys can say at any moment, if you want to, like, insight check to, like, look into something, but I'm not going to ask you past this point to do that. So if that's something that you want to be, like, insight check on her, that's something you
I knew
could do
that.
going forward.
Well, I didn't mean to lie. I forgot. I actually, as a player, forgot what it was called. But I tell you what I
Okay.
know of it.
So what is?
I write that down.
Yeah.
What
I
does
pull out a
she know
notepad
about
and
it?
write that down.
What she knew was that it was definitely not a natural thing,
Yeah.
and that through like kind of old tales and stuff, this fit the description of something she had heard described once or twice in her times called it multitude, but that's what all she knew.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you got
I
me.
didn't know a whole lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I write that down. I pull out a notepad and write all that information down. Notepad marked with the emblem of the city of where Silverleaf. Is that what I said? Silverdale.
Oh, you mean your emblem?
What city I'm from? Yeah.
Yes.
Silverdale.
I think you're right on that. Hang on a moment. I have your sheet runner somewhere. Silverdale.
Okay. It's got an emblem of the city called Silverdale on it.
All right, legit. Yeah, but I'll be honest, I didn't expect you guys to get this far today.
Did you prepare
What?
more?
Not
You're winging it at this point.
not too much more.
You threw a fairly significant beef gate at us.
I did. Plus, we've also been going for a little under 4 hours.
Forgot what critical role is.
I mean, the problem is, I've absolutely like made, okay, here's what we're gonna do tonight, and then the people will do like a quarter of that. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, here's a boss fight. Let's take them an hour, and they killed my boss in 2 turns. You can never anticipate D&D pacing. You just.
Run him out of stuff, basically.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's fine.
I was just saying, like, I legit don't have a lot more, but to be fair, you guys kind of ignored one fight, rinsed through another in a very comical way, and also we've been going for almost 4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, there was the whole first door where you just looked at it and said, that sounds like someone else's problem.
Alright. And so, yeah, you guys want to do any more investigation down here, or you're just like, mission complete, let's go report?
We need to report this to the captain.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we burnt through a lot of resources. I've got a couple of first level spells left.
Okay.
And if we need some sort of hammer down,
They need to know that that thing is in here.
Okay.
In the pact with the were-rats.
And they need to know about the pact with the were-rats.
Which, I want to address something. You didn't keep that pact.
We didn't say we'd kill it today.
You're gonna gaslight the freaking were-rats.
No, it's not that we broke our pact with them, it's that we failed at it.
Yeah. I was just like, I wasn't gonna say anything, but you're like, don't forget the pact with the rats. I'm like, I didn't. You guys did not keep it.
And I fully explained that I fully planned to let the captain know. We talked to them. We said we'd kill that thing. We didn't. Yeah.
And we've had the captain
But
come
we
in and
didn't
say,
come
like,
back.
kill them! They're were-rats!
I leave that part up to you, but so yeah, you guys make your way back towards the entrance you guys came from near the Temple of St. Luke then. And
I find that monk I was talking to.
Okay, so yeah, you guys come out. I want to emphasize, you guys smell fucking awful when you get out of there.
Well, it's a medieval city. We probably don't smell that much worse. than
He
everyone
must be a
else.
king. Why? He hasn't got shit all over him.
Yeah.
Thank you for immediately catching
They
that.
shit in the streets.
Well, remember, this is also a magical city. Some asshole could just lean out the window and cast prestidigitation at us and be like, oh, god damn it.
Asshole! Stop smelling!
I mean, who knows? The monks might know, Preston. Monks have legitimate magic in this.
True.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I guess before heading back to report, you wanted to head in, and yeah, so you head in. And are both of you going with him? Or?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
interested.
So
Never
yeah,
split the party.
yeah, you like dramatically open the door, and like you actually do see that same monk. It's definitely been probably like a couple of hours probably since you were last out. It's gotten far darker at this point. But as you kind of come in, you see him look up at you, and like a few of the monks actually kind of like you and like hold their noses a little bit and kind of scurry off in another direction.
And
But he,
I make acknowledging motions towards them, like I'm not
Valid,
insulted by
valid.
that.
but you can see like he's expecting to speak to you, but he's also kind of stealing himself from the odor a little bit.
I stop, you know, a respectful distance.
You
away.
social distance from him.
Pretty much I know how bad I smell.
Okay.
And, you know, do not let anyone go down there. There really are dangers down there.
Yeah.
What-
Somebody died and I showed him the skull.
Somebody died!
So at first he starts to be like, what did you find, Mike? And then you wave this human skull, and this monk is not someone who's hardened to adventures and stuff. So, actually hang on a second, I'm gonna do a constitution saving throw for this monk. Alright, so this monk, like kind of keels over, starts dry heaving a little bit. He did well, luckily, but he's just like being sickened by what he was just shown.
I'm going to lay on hand,
Okay.
Which heals 3 hit points.
Okay.
No, wait, it's not lay on hands, it's called something like healing hands. There we go.
Yeah.
How many hands you got?
healing hands and lay on hands. It's 2 separate things. But basically,
This is my healing hand, this is my laying hand.
I heal on hands and then I back up
Okay.
from him because I know what we smell like.
It's not the smells.
And he kind of coughs a little bit and looks at me and says, bless you, my child. What did you find?
I put the skull on his desk.
I take the skull and put it in my pouch.
Why did you find this?
I take, you know, right after she does that, like I haven't even broken eye contact with him. I just grab it and put it in the pouch.
I look here immediately. I swear to God, it's a written thing. The paladins become the dads of the group.
Gelatinous cube, were rats, and something from beyond the plains. In that order.
Oh wow. So you see kind of like the color, what little color there was left in his face after your display, Elena, starts to drain even more, and he just says, "My goodness, you need to report this as soon as possible. We will certainly make sure that everyone stays away from this entrance."
Thank you. And are they standing behind me?
These two?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys, so you're standing a significant distance behind me?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Significant distance.
on my
behind
armor,
you.
that emblem glows so he can see it.
Okay.
Just assuming he might know, you know, he might recognize what the order it's showing.
Okay. So
So he would know the significance of what I'm saying.
okay. So when that emblem glows, he kind of looks at it with bafflement. You don't really see a. Let me put it this way. Why don't you do an insight check? I think that's a wisdom.
I'm actually not bad at wisdom, but insight is.
It's wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you don't really see a look of recognition across his face in regards to this emblem, but he does seem to understand that there is like some matter of import, and he does respect this, and he will
Got it.
follow your orders.
Dude in
on this.
armor just walked up and glowed at him.
Well, it's more like this does look like something official. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to ask questions about the
Yeah.
matters more thing.
I just nod at him. I turn around and walk out.
This is the equivalent of some Joe Schmo just working at a McDonald's, and someone walks up and goes, "Yeah, I'm with the FPBA, and you need to listen to me." And it's just like, "Yes, sir."
I'm walking up with the Federal Bureau of Control badge.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way out of there, and you guys want to do anything before you go off to hand in your report?
No. Hand in our report. Get cleaned up. Take a long rest.
Okay.
Find a mage that has prestidigitation.
Get pushed to the
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah, you guys make your way back to the guard barrack where you guys were originally given this task, and when you head in there, you do see.
While we're on the way, I look for a member of the city guard.
Okay. This is definitely when.
A random member of the city
Yeah,
guard.
I get you. And so, like I was about to say, this is definitely when everyone's like, all the refugees have come in and they're amassing their forces. So there's a lot of patrol going on. And so, yes, you absolutely come across like a patrol or two of a couple of guards walking down the streets.
He's gonna grab them. We've been working with Captain Henry Price at the barracks. We were on a mission for him.
Oh, you did write the name down.
I did. Do
Captain
not.
Henry Reeves.
We're about to go talk to him, but there are some threatening things, and it was like a sewer ring. Great, we went down near the Temple of Selene, right? Or saloon.
Yes.
Okay. Down. I described, where we went down.
Okay.
There needs to be a guard on there. There are real dangers down there.
Okay. The guard kind of like, he looks relatively new, and so he kind of like just shakes his head affirmatively, and like the helmet's not exactly well fitting, so it kind of like rattles up and down with him, but he says, yes, sir.
I turn to the other guy with him and repeat what I just said.
And he says, right away, sir, and they go like marching off in a different direction to find a superior to report to.
Awesome.
So you guys continue on your way then?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way back to this barracks where you were originally given this task, and when you make your way in, you see that Captain Price is still there, and he's that same map that he had rolled out. You can kind of see that he's doing some measurements and trying to kind of lay out a general plan of some sort, but he's very intently studying it and doesn't even notice you guys come in.
Hey, I'm back!
So,
I hate that guy.
did he not smell us come in?
I thought you guys said you washed up.
No, we've not washed up yet. I assume that was afterwards.
Someone said wash up, and I thought you had.
That was on our to-do list.
Okay, so let me retroactively say something. He's very intently looking at this map until you smelly fuckers walk in, and all of a sudden his senses are just assaulted. And so, oh dear heaven, you guys are back sooner than I thought. How'd it go?
It's bad down there.
Did things go well? What happened?
We killed a gelatinous cube. We did find an exit. There is at least one exit down there. There was a locked door we weren't able to get through.
Fantastic. Did you secure the exit?
We were unable to do so. There was what was that creature called?
The exit is very secure. No one can go through it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Out of character. What was that creature called again?
Altiyug.
OTU. There's an OTU guarding it. We did injure it, but it was beyond us. You would need to send heavy forces down there to kill it.
He looked up ponderously and says, what in God's name is it? Altiyug.
Hold up my notebook with the picture of it and.
Oh, I didn't know you actually drew a picture.
Yeah.
What's your artistic abilities? Like, how good is this? Is this like when Scott Pilgrim walks up and goes, "Have you seen this girl?" and has like a shitty drawing of a girl with hair?
What do you think? Performance?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Like, I'm just genuinely curious how detailed this is. Like, he could be just like, "Is that a cat?" You know, like I don't know.
16.
Okay, so it's it's got like a
Just drawing the whole way back.
general artist rendering that can at least be recognizable. Okay.
It's at the very least medieval tapestry quality. And that's not a downside. This thing is literally just tentacles, muscles, and
I mean, fair enough. I just want to know what he was working with here.
Yeah.
So he glances at this and says,
It's extraplanar.
"How in the world did one of those get?" Question for another time. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to some superiors, see if we can't get some watch set or something.
There is a colony of were rats down there. We did manage to pass through peacefully.
it was under the assumption we would kill that thing. Obviously, that didn't go into plan because that is.
So what you're telling me is I
Horrifying
told
monster.
you guys to go down there and find an exit, and you guys killed
found an
one
exit.
cube and left everything else.
We found an exit.
Fantastic. Do you have
Also, none of the enemy can get inside while that's there.
And the were-rats, they are open to negotiations. They were peaceful.
There's also only 2 of them.
Well, okay, the fact there's only 2 is a little convenient, I guess. But
No,
you did say you guys had a pact that you guys failed on, so I don't know how much that's going to work with us. But
It's
do you
worth
guys at least?
talking to, at least trying to talk to them before murdering them.
I don't know if I'll be able to get the boys to agree to that, but it's worth a shot. Do you have a map of this layout to how we can get to this exit at least?
I would assume one of us was making a map.
You assumed a lot there. You're an artist. Make one.
You did.
Sketch out a map then.
All right.
It's not like there was that many twists and turns to it. It was.
Yeah, you just go in, go down the ladder, go down the other ladder, go in, keep going, turn left at the rats.
To be fair, like it's not like a lot of people go down there and live to know this, but
I know, but we're just like thinking about like how many choices you have to make. In actually, it's turn left at or go down the ladder at the locked door.
For the remains of the gelatinous cube.
I mean, yeah, this is
Yeah,
fair.
turn left at the rats.
But I mean, I think it's a fair question for him to ask, because that's like assuming he knows the layout to a building he's never been to.
And
Alright.
we give him the layout because
Yeah.
not a difficult task.
Okay. So well, I was kind of hoping for some better news today, but I guess some news is good news. Well, as I mentioned, I'll talk to some of the boys, see if I can't get there's a guard posted. If not, get a squad in there to clear things up. Provable job, I guess, today. Well done. I guess we'll look into providing you guys some proper lodgings, and we'll talk payment from this point forward.
Do you have a mage with prestidigitation nearby?
I can't say I do. No. Maybe you guys could try going
Jumping
to
in the harbor.
a dunk in the harbor might not help you guys. It might not be too bad for you guys, but maybe finding a bathhouse once we get you guys lodging might probably be better. Yeah, hopefully the next place I send you guys to is going to be a little more palatable for all of us at least. But yeah, I have a lot of work ahead of me, especially since enemies are like literally barking at our doors and kind of amassing. We'll kind of figure out a game plan, so to speak, assess some numbers, and see what job I can come up with you guys for next. So why don't we just go ahead and call it a night for you guys? For the love of God, get cleaned up.
That's next on the list.
Alright, this sounds like a good ending point.
All right, yeah. And so basically, he instructs you that you guys have been approved lodging at a nearby inn, which is next to a bathhouse. And so you
I
guys will
shuffle
be.
my feet on the way out, so there's like grime that gets on the floor.
So you wipe your feet, but in the opposite way you're supposed to.
Yes.
Okay. Wipe your feet before you go out.
I love just how casual you're just like, fuck these social norms, have a skull.
No, I have the skull now.
Yeah, but no, she was the one who's just like, have a skull. And you're just
Found
like,
this.
no, we don't give people skulls.
You're definitely gonna be like the toddler that Dad Paladin has to scold all the time, I feel.
Not in school, just like, no, we don't touch the hot thing. No, we don't give people skulls. And I'm just like, what can I do? Firebolt it.
Science! Alright, so yeah, I guess we'll just wrap up the night with you guys are kind of just into your lodgings, taking a moment to rest yourselves, and for the love of God, hopefully smell less like literal shit.
Alright.
And yeah, I guess that's where we'll cut it.
Alright, we have a long rest.
Yes.
But yes, like you guys are literally resting like for the night, so yeah.
Okay. So that means that we're all up on spells and hit points. So we are reset and ready to go.
Cool. So yeah, I guess I definitely thought that this was gonna go at least one more session, so cool. I'm about to draw another one up in the next couple weeks. You guys have any questions, I guess, before we just kind of wrap up?
I mean, at some point, my character will have gone out and started working on the Whisper Network in town.
Oh yeah, you kind of build your intelligence web, so to speak.
Sweet.
And that's something we'll kind of get into next time. Is I mentioned briefly to you guys that I have mechanics that I've put in place
based, and we'll get into those. And one of those will be kind of more of a, if you don't have a job that you're tasked with by a superior, what do you want to use that day to do, sort of thing. And that's something that I'll kind of let you guys branch out more as we go along. But we'll get there when we get there.
Did you ever play XCOM Chimera Squad?
XCOM, yes. Chimera Squad, no.
Okay. Chimera Squad was a kind of a spin-off where it's focused on just one city, and while you have your team that goes and does missions, you can also send out individuals to go like handle things like you have a city map and like panic will build up in specific neighborhoods, and you can send them out to like reduce the panic.
Now, is this a tabletop game or like a video game?
Video game. It's on Steam.
It's a sequel to XCOM.
I mean, I played XCOM 2. I didn't know there was another sequel.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, like humanity and the aliens, refugees have like formed a new society together and everything.
Huh.
Yeah, it takes place after the end of XCOM 2. They dropped it in like at the start of the pandemic, just like out of the blue. No,
I've not heard of this, but you guys have my attention.
It was
now.
bizarre. There was like no marketing for it or anything. It's just suddenly, oh, by the way, we whipped up a new XCOM game. It's not like the same. There's no permadeath or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no, and
still,
it's also-
I'm very interested.
It's also got no random characters. Every character is like fully detailed with personality, voice lines, and
Storyline.
history. And like, I think you only get like I think you only get one human character.
It's been a long time since I played it, so I couldn't.
Well, I'm definitely going to be looking this up soon, so thank you guys for bringing this to my attention. I love XCOM.
But like every
it's
like
not quite the same game, but it's
no,
cool.
it's rather than just like wandering around the map until you find enemies, it's like entirely you're more FBI than military. So you start the mission like literally on your rappels or at the front door, ready to bust in the door and start shooting people.
And you know what? Nothing wrong with that. I kind of like that idea. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it really streamlined the thing because it's like just you start the tactical engagement.
Yeah. Huh. All right. So yeah, we will be meeting and doing this again 2 Saturdays from now.
Yeah.
Which is the, I don't want a clock, I don't want a calculator. That is the 18th of the month. Coolio. By the way, apparently today is International Tabletop Day.
Yes, it is.
What do you know?
I thought that was on purpose.
No, legit accident. I would have done this earlier, but this was one of the main delays, was getting this taken care of.
I'm really curious what that thing you sent me a picture of is.
Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head about that. We will get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But alright.
That thing is really super cool. I'm gonna grab a picture of it.
Thank you.
You might want to get like some padlocks or something to put in the grommets at the bottom.
Yeah,
Oh, stretch it out.
this
Yeah.
well, I had stretched it out, but then I had to re-roll it over the past couple days, and it recurled because it was actually straightened until like 2 days ago.
Anytime you curl it, it's just gonna coil back up like that.
Yeah.
But if you just get like some padlocks to hang off of that, it'll
Also,
hold
the
it down
webcam
straight.
still going.
Yeah, I was gonna get that turned off in a moment, but yes. So that's gonna be it today then.
Yeah.
Cool. Here, me.
Do we have 10,000 followers?